interest to trade for John Morant in his contract.
It's just too much of a risk.
It is, and he has declined at such a rapid pace. We see this sometimes. These smaller, explosive guards, they can burn bright for a period of time, and they fizzle out. We saw this happen with Steve Francis. We saw this happen with Derrick Rose. They can't. And Ja's game is predicated so much on athleticism.
Yeah.
And like when that starts to wane a little bit,
right,
and then you start to mix in injuries, and then you start to mix in his stuff, his
field,
immaturity
court
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah, I mean it's just not a good situation. But if you had said 3 years ago when Nike is releasing a signature shoe for Ja Morant that there wouldn't be a trade market for him, that literally wouldn't have made sense.
Craziness.
But it's literally the case right now.
He actually has, we're sneakerheads, he actually has dope shoes.
Does he?
But no one buys them because he's Ja Morant.
Because he's
and-
Ja Morant.
Ja Morant could go anywhere to like save his career. Where would that be? What place would help him?
He's got to save himself
The
before
one
he
thing
worries about his career.
about Miami is Pat Riley's there.
Yeah.
And he doesn't deal with the nonsense, but are you really going to reel him in? Like, you know what I mean? Does Ja
Who
go there and
reels
go,
him in? If
"Who's
Pat
this-
Riley can't do it, who
who's
does
this
it?
old head that doesn't know me and ignore everything he has to say?
Right.
Yeah.
Pat Riley would be great for him. I think the San Antonio Spurs would be great for him.
Okay.
That's a good one.
I don't know, but if you even introduce the idea of San Antonio to San Antonio about John Morant, they wouldn't even entertain the idea. Like, they have awesome young guards. Like, we're not inviting that fox in this hen house.
They do it differently.
No, they do. So it's
Minnesota was rumored before they got into the Giannis sweepstakes that they might want Ja. Maybe TC's a guy that can rein him in a little bit more.
Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't want John Morant anywhere around my organization right now.
No,
I just wouldn't. But where Giannis ends up is, massive. Outside of the Luka move last year, which is almost a year ago to the day.
A year ago yesterday, I think.
A year ago
Yeah.
yesterday.
It was,
Man.
It's a tectonic shift. Wherever Giannis goes, that's how big this is. I just wish he'd hurry up and get here.
I like to keep him out of the West.
If he goes to Houston and they don't have to sell everything, the Rockets become an instant championship contender.
Yeah.
Instant
Yes.
Now,
championship.
I'll say this about Houston. They have been steadfastly saying that they're not going down that road. And Tim McMahon from ESPN, who lives in that area, says he has a great relationship with them, that they have always shot him straight, and that they are genuinely saying, like, we're not going to chase that shiny object.
Okay.
We are building something so organic here. And they already kind of made that move with Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Obviously, the market was way different for Durant. It was very suppressed. This is going to be a big boy deal, man.
Yeah, I'm like, you keep him out the West. We already have enough problems as it is. All right, we don't need more problems with Giannis going somewhere. Definitely not somewhere like the Lakers or anything like that. I don't want to see any of that go on.
Yeah, I'm fascinated by it. I'm fascinated
You
by
guys
it.
think the Nuggets do anything?
Yes.
Really?
And it's small and minute, and
Hunter
it's
Tyson.
and it's
Tyson
financial
Hunter.
based.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
Hunter Tyson.
Yes.
Okay.
He said the sexiness is getting Zeke's number off the books,
Yeah.
and
There's
Can we get Zeke off the books
A
now?
floated idea about getting Lonzo for Zeke. Zeke would go to Cleveland. Lonzo would come back, and it's a team option on Lonzo's deal. So you would just say no,
Right.
and you're freeing up $8 million over the next 2 seasons, and it would restart their repeater tax clock.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which it doesn't mean it's not sexy. And Lonzo would sit on the bench, and his dad would complain about it, but it would set them up for the future.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some like move on the margins that is strictly financial. This organization, for better or worse, has been historically cheap. Now they have a bunch of big boy contracts on the books, so you give them credit for that. But yeah, I'm expecting to see like Hunter Tyson and like cash considerations,
To
like
Utah.
going out. Yeah,
Yeah, to Utah.
something like that to not pay that repeater tax. And I just have to say this too, and I said it last year, and I remember tweeting it and having a segment about it. The NBA has done themselves and their fans such a disservice by making the league curriculum. When you start talking about tax,
Yeah.
repeater
That's
tax.
what Cecil said
yeah,
today. Yeah.
I called him a nerd. I was like, I need a pocket protector for this segment. I can't keep track of all this.
Mid-level exception, partial bird rights, full bird
Yeah,
rights.
what are we doing?
Pick swaps, protected picks. I mean, I just named you 10 different things that no other sport has, and they've just especially if you're trying to broaden the game and welcome in new fans. Imagine trying to explain all this stuff to a new potential NBA fan. I mean,
I just want to drink Sprite and watch basketball. I want to see NBA on TNT again because ESPN has buried that. They've buried Chuck. They've buried Shaq. When are those guys even on?
Who knows? To your point about what they've done,
Yeah.
they still dominate like the trade deadline of sports. I think the NBA still does it the biggest and
I
gets
agree.
the most
Yeah,
headlines.
I agree.
But imagine if you could understand it. We work in this, and I told him I spent the weekend studying repeater tax fines so that I could understand it.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to do that.
No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. And I'll say this too: the luster, which has been historically true of the trade deadline, man, it's lost a little bit with the apron stuff in this new CBA. There's less movement. The NBA used to be as transient as I-25. I mean, just people coming and going. Now it's because they've made it so much more restrictive. It's not as like blistering or just exciting as it used to
Well,
be.
I say something very painful and something I never thought I would say because I hated the super team era. But aren't we kind of saying like maybe the super team era? What's it been? 8 different champions in the last 8 years or whatever?
something like
Is
that.
that good for the health of the sport? Or is it good to have dynasties and good to have teams that you hate?
I actually love like who's it gonna be this year? Like who's next?
Like wide
if,
open?
Exactly. Like, and if you're that bad team, like the Thunder, that were able to get ahead of the game with all this stuff going on, you have a chance to do that. But I like not knowing who's going to be the next one up.
Well, I would say, too, to the super team thing, like, hated it. My city built one, and then they outlawed it.
I was just going to say.
So I'm pissed about that.
Dude, Dover, I was literally just going to say, I think that the problem with us here in Denver is that the old setup historically worked against a market like Denver for decades. And then when you finally have a team that can win multiple championships, it intersects with this new framework of an entire sport. Think about it. They changed the framework of an entire sport. And so, you know, it's one of these things. I think the Nuggets voted for it. They voted for it.
That's because of ownership.
Right.
They're
right.
cheap asses over there.
So,
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's just unfortunate.
Is this how we remember the LeBron era? Because don't we blame LeBron for super teams? I know it was KG and the Celtics for it, but is this kind of summing up the LeBron disappointing in the finals and his finals record? But this is the LeBron era. Is it good?
You know what? I don't know. That same question you brought up 90 seconds ago, where you said I hated the super team era, but I kind of said this to Phil a handful of months ago, or maybe it was even last season. I would not be surprised when they get to the end of this CBA if they go back. And they're like, we tried to make it great for markets like Minnesota and Denver and the like, but at the end of the day, we like dynasties. We like these conglomerates that people root against just as much as they root for. And we say this stuff in the NCAA tournament, and the data's the data. You know, we love the upsets to a certain point. And then we want to see Kentucky and Duke and North Carolina and the Blue Bloods go at it. And the numbers reflect that. When you have a Cinderella story like a UMBC or a Florida Gulf Coast, we like it early, but ultimately, we want to see the dominant brands.
Our foundation of the country is built on richest guy wins. And then we go to sports. That's got to be fair. It's got to be fair.
Yeah.
I just think that's bogus. Rich guys win. And if you're the richest guy, win.
Watch baseball.
There you go.
Exactly.
That's what the Dodgers are doing.
Exactly.
Until they have another work stoppage because of what the Dodgers are doing.
Right. Yeah, you can't have it all right now in sports.
No.
Isn't that crazy that we have these sports, the 4 most popular sports, and they're set up in such different ways? Man, well, Phil, we have a very, very packed show. A very packed show. We're going to cover a lot of ground. But yesterday, we diagnosed what happened in first-round pick Jahdae Barron's rookie season. Today, we shine a spotlight on the second-round pick and the mixed bag that was R.J. Harvey's first year, and we'll talk about that next.
Will playing without Nikola Jokic end up being a blessing in disguise for the Nuggets?
During the course of the time that he was out, a lot of guys had to step up. Guys got expanded chances to play. Their roles changed, and a lot of guys really made the most of it, led by Payton Watson.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. Hey, men, let me ask you something. When was the last time you woke up actually feeling rested? Not dragging, not hitting snooze 3 times, not reaching for that extra cup of coffee just to get going. If that sounds familiar, you might be dealing with low testosterone. A lot of guys don't realize it, but starting in your early 30s, your testosterone drops 2 to 3% every year. It's slow, it's gradual, and before you know it, you're putting on weight, your sex drive is down, your workouts aren't producing results, and that brain fog just won't go away. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic specializes in treating low T, and they've helped tens of thousands of men across Colorado get their energy, focus, and confidence back. And this year, they're taking things even further with 4 targeted body composition programs featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, PDA, and more. These plans are designed to boost metabolism, enhance recovery, increase energy, and accelerate fat loss. Most men who start treatment notice real changes within weeks: better sleep, stronger workouts, clearer thinking, and yes, a sex drive that returns in a big way. If you think this might be you, go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com, take the 2-minute low T quiz, then schedule your consult. They'll draw your blood, they'll have the results within 30 minutes. The appointment is just $99, and if you start treatment that day, your visit's free. Guys, call them at 720-440-7900 or visit them online at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
This year's tax changes. Better not get caught snoozing. Miss one deduction. Lose thousands. Not amusing.
Big tax changes can mean bigger refunds at Jackson Hewitt. And right now, get $100 just to try us.
Don't worry, tax filers. If money is tight, get $100 from Jackson Hewitt, so you'll sleep better at night.
Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. You know, the big wireless companies say they have discounts for people over 55. But unless you're willing to sit on hold and ask, you're probably paying more than you should. At Consumer Cellular, there's nothing to hunt down. We're built for people 50 plus with plans starting at just $20. And our 100% US-based customer service actually answers the phone. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today and get your second month free for a limited time.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
You know, it's funny. All the answers to all the questions are right here in front of us. All we have to do is ask ourselves, as human beings, what we ourselves like. This is Glenn Jamrot. I'm president of Alpine Bank, member FDIC. For instance, you like it when people care about you. You like it when people listen. You like when people understand. Listening, caring, and understanding are keys to happiness. They hold the answers in all our questions. What does any of this have to do with Alpine Bank? After all, aren't all banks the same? No. At Alpine, we are human beings first and bankers second. Banking is what we do, not who we are. Alpine Bank, committed to Colorado, and you.
Your air duct cleaning experts, Ductworks.
Hey guys, feeling cooped up this winter? Mark Schlereth here. You know these Colorado nights can get freezing cold with your furnace running non-stop just to keep things cozy. But here's the thing. While your heating system is working overtime, it's also blowing dust, dirt, and debris through your air ducts and straight into the air you breathe. That's where Ductworks comes in. Your trusted air duct cleaning experts. Using a powerful combination of scraping and vacuuming technology, the Ductworks team clears out years of buildup, grime, and other gunk hiding in your ductwork. The results? Cleaner, fresher air, better energy efficiency, and a healthier home or office for you and your family. Don't wait until spring. Breathe easier now with top-rated service from Ductworks. Call them at 303-425-0985 or visit them online today at ductworks.com for a free residential or commercial estimate.
303-425-0985.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
off, and roll. Here on a Tuesday, February 3rd. The days keep falling off the calendar, and we continue to burrow our way into 2026. What up, Phil?
Woo! Happy Tuesday to you, man.
Happy Tuesday to you.
How you feeling? You know, we were at the Avs games. You know, we're looking at the Avs. Now, of course, we wanted them to win. They did not win, but it was good to just get out and about and truly just be out there, Z.
Yeah, not the best game to go to.
No.
Not the best game to go to. and we will circle back and talk about some of the reasons why. And I'm ready to pull the fire alarm on something here. And we'll talk about it this hour. We'll talk about it this hour. But I want to get to what we teased. We have a really fun show. What I hope is a fun show. I hope it plays out in reality like I have it lined up in my mind.
Z, you usually paint really good pictures.
Me and Sean.
You and Sean paint the best pictures. So we're going to have a great damn show today.
We're going to have a great show. Appreciate you guys rocking here with us. So yesterday, we tried to diagnose what happened in first-round pick Jahdae Barron's rookie season. If you missed that conversation, go check it out on the Drive podcast, available at DenverSports.com, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, okay? And we're going to be talking about the rookie class one at a time this week. So we talked about Jahdae Barron yesterday. We'll talk about R.J. Harvey tomorrow. We'll talk about R.J. Harvey today. Tomorrow we'll talk about Pat Bryant. And then on Thursday and Friday, we'll finish up the class doing 2 players on Thursday and 2 players on Friday, and
Save
boom.
the best for last. Save the best for last.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. And so we're kind of giving out a grade as well.
Yeah.
So R.J. Harvey.
Yes,
R.J.
sir.
Harvey.
Yes, sir. Running back. The running back.
This was the 60th overall pick in the draft out of Central Florida. Okay, and clearly the plan was for this guy to be a bell cow running back. And the Broncos, for whatever reason, maybe didn't love what they saw in the early stages of the quote-unquote off-season, really getting ready to start a new season, but technically still the off-season.
Yeah.
Rookie minicamp, OTAs. So they bring in J.K. Dobbins.
Off the streets.
Off the streets. Anyone could have had him. $2.5 million. Well, Dobbins takes the job by force, and Harvey ultimately becomes the starting running back. And it's just, it really is a mixed bag. I said mixed bag with R.J. Harvey. It really was a mixed bag.
Well, are you going to be able to do this segment? Are you going to be able to give a grade? Last time against, with Jahdae Barron, it was incomplete.
Yep.
You just didn't have enough information. Well, with R.J. Harvey, there's a little bit more information.
Definitely.
He didn't start at the beginning of all this. And to be quite frank with you, R.J. Harvey was not on my draft board. I was looking for someone like Amarion Hampton, Trevion Henderson, the running back that's with the Patriots. I was looking for more of a splash running back in the first round. We get R.J. Harvey in the second round. It seems like Sean and George did a deep dive. Maybe they overthought that process when it came to the running back. But, hey, Sean Payton has done it before. He has had Reggie Bush. He has had Alvin Kamara. Has had Mark Ingram. Deuce McAllister, you name it. So Sean has been around some really good running backs that we trusted Sean going into this process that R.J. Harvey was going to be the next, let's just say, Alvin Kamara or something like that.
Yeah, that's not how it turned out. But to act like Harvey didn't do good stuff isn't telling the whole story, And I think what it comes down to is expectation.
Yeah.
Expectation. And framing what the Broncos intended for Harvey to be, what they wanted him to be, what he actually is, and then sort of recalibrating where we're at with RJ. So he ran for 540 yards this year, okay? That's 32 yards a game. In the receiving game, he had 356 receiving yards. That's around 21 yards a game. So add those two up, that's 896 all-purpose yards. 12 total touchdowns. That's the number that sort of is kind of eye-popping. 12 touchdowns is a lot of touchdowns.
Oh, you gotta love it, right? You gotta love it. That's what you're there for if you're a running back. The ultimate goal is to score touchdowns. You want the yards, but also getting in that end zone, being able to do your dance, let the offensive lineman push you in the air or throw you up in the air. Like, that's a dream come true, scoring touchdowns in the NFL, and that's exactly what R.J. Harvey was able to do. 12 of them things.
12. But there's also some context to those touchdowns.
Yes, sir, there is.
There is. And I'm going to bring up the following point just because context is king. It is not to take away from Harvey or try to push his head down at all. But I think it's
give us all the facts.
Yeah, it's just telling the truth.
For sure.
There was a handful of his touchdowns that you could have ran in right now at 30 years old. And just because Sean, let's just be honest, man. Sean, he wants to see the follow-through on his vision.
Yes.
So you look at, he had 7 rushing touchdowns, okay? There was some really good ones, man. Against Dallas, he had that 40-yard touchdown?
They don't short him some yards. It was 50.
Was it 50?
It was 50.
Okay.
It was a 50, it was a 50-yard toss. You have Garrett Bowles seals the deal.
Yes.
Quinn Miners lays 2 guys on their butt. And you have someone like R.J. Harvey who had the speed, the explosiveness to go 50 yards for a touchdown at home.
So he deserves credit for that, right? But there's also a 1-yard touchdown against Dallas.
Yeah.
And Sean's going to give him the ball in that spot. There's a 1-yard touchdown against Washington. I went back and looked at all his rushing touchdowns this morning. There's a 5-yard touchdown against Washington. There's a 3-yard touchdown against the Raiders, a 4-yard touchdown against the Packers. 5 of his 7 rushing touchdowns this year came inside of 5 yards. So he got those opportunities.
Yeah.
And good for him. He converted on those opportunities. I'm like,
it's good for RJ, but it's sad for someone like, let's just say JK.
It was.
As a running back, there's a running back code, and everybody knows this. Say you're the guy that's in for that series, and you do majority of the work. Then you should be rewarded for the touchdown or at least get an opportunity to get a crack at getting that 1-yard, that 2-yard touchdown. In this case, a lot of times it was J.K. Dobbins early and often doing the dirty work. And then in the red zone, it was creative with R.J. Harvey, right? Their baby, which is fine. He's a second-round draft pick. Sean Payton has this vision for him, and he's going to force the vision to come true. But it sucks for someone like J.K. because J.K. has done all that work before he got hurt.
Yeah.
But the touchdowns are just not there. So the yards, but no touchdowns. It's like you can't have it all. And I understand that's life. In life, you can't have it all. But damn, give JK that shot, and you know he gets in the end zone.
Yeah. And so we've agreed on this sort of dynamic throughout the year. And it's just, we say this all the time. NFL's not fair. Life's not fair. That's R.J. Harvey's Sean's guy. So he was going to get those opportunities from the 3-yard line, from the 1-yard line. And good for Harvey for getting 10 toes down in the end zone. But when you hear 12 touchdowns, it's like, that's a crazy number, dude. That's the 3rd most for a rookie in Broncos history. And so a bit of a mixed bag. We ultimately realized, even before Dobbins got hurt, that Harvey is not a starting caliber running back, or at least we don't have the evidence to point to. Maybe he breaks through and is a revelation his sophomore season in the NFL. But for what we gathered, I'll speak for myself.
Yeah.
From what I gathered, and I was saying this pretty early in the season, he just doesn't look the part of a down-to-down starting running back. Doesn't mean he's not a weapon, just not a starting running back.
What do you always say about the pornography part? Like when you see it, you know what it is.
It's quoting a Supreme Court justice from a 1960s court case about a French film that had some pornography in it, and was it a pornographic film? And the judge said, I don't have a definition for it, but I know it when I see it.
And that's exactly how you can see this, or you can think of this with R.J. Harvey. R.J. Harvey is not a bad running back. He's a good running back, too. He's going to catch out of the backfield. He's going to run hard. He's going to score his touchdowns. But to be a number 1 running back in this league, you must be explosive every single snap. People should fear you. Alvin Kamara, they fear. Christian McCaffrey, they fear. Someone like Saquon Barkley, You're shaking in your boots because you know any given snap, any given play, that man could take it from the 1 yard line and go 100 yards or 99 yards. It does not matter. You're scared because you no matter what that man does, he can make something happen. When you look at RJ Harvey, he runs hard. All right, he's a tough runner. He will break some here or there. He has had moments, but he's not consistent enough. All right, he's not consistent enough for me to say, hey, you're on everybody's scouting report and everybody has to fear you. Nobody fears RJ Harvey right now. Now, for RJ, if you're listening, now you go back to work and you prove us wrong. But you have one of the best offensive lines statistically. You have a quarterback. You have an offensive play caller in Sean Payton. You should be able to be explosive. There's running backs out there that wish they could be in your shoes. And honestly, if they were in his shoes, may have even more yards because they're a little bit more springy or a little bit more explosive.
Better vision.
He
struggles with that, Phil.
So what grade, before we go, what grade you giving my man?
B+.
Man, you are a light grader.
Yep, I know.
You are a light. Give me a C-.
C-?
He's a second-round draft pick, Z. He's a second-round draft pick. We have undrafted free agent running backs going for 1,000 yards.
Hey, you hang tight there. You hang tight. We'll continue this conversation coming up next.
The champ! Do you consider yourself a super fan? Well, now's your chance to prove it. It's Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan Super Fan Send-Off, presented by 303 Law 4040, sending you to Las Vegas for the biggest pro wrestling event in the world. A pair of 2-night event tickets, airfare, and hotel all included, plus a $500 Visa card. So get in the ring and enter now at denversports.com/superfan. That's denversports.com/superfan.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here with the one and only Williams Jewelers. And it's a brand new year, guys. And I know there's at least 50 of you listening to me right now who are thinking about popping that question here soon. And you know that if that is the case for you, you need a diamond. So let me save you some time and money by telling you something as simple as this. You need to go see my jeweler, Williams Jewelers. So whether you're starting your next chapter with your perfect diamond engagement ring, or celebrating a milestone, or finally just doing something special for yourself for once, this is where it all begins. This new year, imagine the finest jewelry legends all in one store together, making you feel just like family, and their service is going to reflect that. So come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver. They have every size, shape, and price range you can imagine, and the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever set eyes on. And not only are they going to share the secrets of the business with you guys, but they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself and the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers. Located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue, and also in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue. And please don't forget to let them know that Phillip Lindsay sent you.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or play stopped, opt out. Terms and conditions apply to the earnings promotion.
Do you have caregiving experience as a parent, teacher, nanny, coach, or in another similar role? Hop Skip Drive is looking for experienced caregivers who want to help students in their community by driving them to and from school. Earn up to $50 per ride with Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion, all while helping your community. If you have your own vehicle that is no more than 10 years old, a clean driving record, and at least 5 years of caregiving experience, you could become a Hop Skip Drive care driver. Just text ROAD to 323232 to get started right now. Hop Skip Drive gives you the flexibility to set your own schedule and earn competitive pay. It's simple. Drive in your free time and make a real difference for students right in your neighborhood. Don't wait. Text ROAD to 323232 right now. Text ROAD to 323232 and start earning up to $50 per ride during Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion period. That's ROAD to 323232 3232. Text ROAD to 323232 now.
Rain-X wipers are the #1 wiper blades in America. That means all kinds of drivers choose Rain-X. Big drivers in small cars choose Rain-X. Small drivers in big cars choose Rain-X. Drivers with long hair and short commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with short hair and long commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with pets on board, babies on board, and bored babies on board choose Rain-X. Basically, drivers who love a clear view of the road all choose Rain-X wipers, the #1 wiper blades in America.
Winter is in full swing, and Aleve is here to keep you moving. When the cold weather sets in, everyday aches and pains can linger, but Aleve's got your back. With up to 12 hours of body pain relief per dose, Aleve keeps you going with long-lasting body pain relief to get you through whatever the season brings. Chilly days or cozy nights, Aleve gives you that long-lasting body pain relief you can count on this winter. Try Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
Hey guys, it's Mark Schlereth. I just made one of the best decisions of my life. I got rid of my glasses. I went to Cutarelli Vision and had refractive lens exchange, RLE. I wore glasses for distance vision, but I got to that inevitable point in life where I was always needing those reading glasses just to do about anything, and half the time I couldn't find them. Seeing menus, texting, reading my computer, or studying film, it was a struggle, but now I see the world perfectly near and far without any glasses thanks to Cutarelli Vision RLE, the perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top. You'll never develop a cataract. Dr. Cutarelli is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures. You can trust him to know if it's the right time for you and RLE. Schedule your free Zoom consultation at coloradorle.com. Cutarelli Vision RLE, no readers, glasses, or contacts, or cataracts. coloradorle.com.
Shop the President's Day Super Sale at Furniture Row. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Check out special purchases while they last. Get 60 months no interest financing. FurnitureRow.com.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, let's go into overtime just a little bit here with this segment.
Please do, man. Incomplete yesterday. Okay, you were incomplete with Jahdae Barron. Letting him off the hook was in certain situations as a first-round draft pick.
Yeah.
And then today with R.J. Harvey, you kind of laid out everything that R.J. Harvey did well and he needs to improve on. And you gave my man damn near an A.
Hold on. Let's talk about it. We're supposed to be doing something else. Mike Evans always taking shots at me that I always stick to my rundown that it's biblical. All right. Well, we're ripping a page of the Bible out. We're going to the book of ZB here.
Oh, here we go.
All right. So, okay. So we're grading these rookies.
Yeah.
We're grading these rookies.
Yeah, rookies.
And yesterday I said incomplete for Jahdae Barron.
Yes.
Because I haven't seen the guy play a lot of football, like at all. And like a remarkably small amount for a first-round pick.
You just got a soft spot because you thought he was starting this year.
I did think he was starting, and I did lose a bet over that. With this one, R.J. Harvey definitely doesn't deserve an A. He definitely doesn't deserve an A. So that's the baseline for the conversation. We know that. But when I tell you that he is 104 yards shy of 1,000-yard from scrimmage season, and he ran for the third most touchdowns in the history of the franchise for a rookie running back.
After you got done explaining the touchdowns.
There is context. I wanted to shine a light on the context. I did.
And I'm glad you
did it. Because we all need to be on the same page with that. But there's also 5 other receiving touchdowns. And so to have a rookie season with 5 receiving touchdowns, 7 rushing touchdowns for 12 total touchdowns, and you're just about 900 yards from scrimmage,
let's go over the receiving touchdowns. I can name 3 receiving touchdowns right now off the top of my head where they were drawn up for success. All right, the Dallas Cowboy one was a great play design by Sean, and you have R.J. Harvey walking in on the 1-yard line. All right, nobody around him.
No pushback for me.
No pushback. Okay, here we go again. The Houston Texans, wheel route. You have another great play design by Sean Payton. We're not talking about R.J. Harvey doing a choice route and making somebody miss. We're talking about R.J. Harvey wheeling up the field for a 15-yard touchdown with nobody around him. You better make that catch. All right, that's number 2, nobody around him. Number 3, all right, he had another one, and I want to say we have the Dallas, you had the Houston one, you have the what was the third one?
I forget, honestly, Phil. I mean, off the top of my head, I don't remember every touchdown of his this year.
In the Cincinnati one. That's the one, right? He at the end there, right? Like you had R.J. Harvey that had a wheel. It was more of a swing route. Nobody goes out with him because the Cincinnati Bengals, they're just a disjointed team at that point, and nobody goes out with him. And he has another free touchdown. Damn.
Well, hold on a second.
Go back and check that.
Hold on a second. I am not going to sit here and try to misrepresent R.J. Harvey. I think I was the first person on our station that
gave
said
the man a B+.
I'm taking the plus away. It's a B. It's a B. I'm going to meet you in the
Now you
middle.
wanna
Or reach
change
across the aisle. Reach across the aisle. Unity, friendship. Reach across the aisle. I'll meet you in the middle.
Okay.
All right, you get a B. B+ was maybe too rich. But here's the thing. Yeah, like I'm not going to try to misrepresent something that didn't take place. Yeah. But if he drops that wheel route that's schemed up wide open for a touchdown,
then you shouldn't be in the league.
No, hold on. We're crushing him.
As we should.
As we should, and as we do. So when, like, Evan Ingram's wide open for a touchdown and Bo tries to bounce pass it to him.
We crushed him.
Like, it's like, dude, like, you have to. So when RJ is successfully executing these schemed up plays that are on a platter for him in those instances, and they're not all like that, but there are quite a bit, maybe half of, I'd say about half of RJ Harvey's touchdowns this year, about half of them were really schemed up for him or great opportunities on the 1 and 3 yard line.
And you know what? That's not his issue. It's nobody's issue. That's football for you. That's Sean Payton having some really good plays drawn up in the red zone and RJ Harvey executing. But all I'm saying is J.K. could have done the same thing. Jalil, if you give him the opportunity, could do the same thing because of the resources around him, the players around him. Do that without a quarterback that's a franchise quarterback. Do that without an offensive line that's the highest paid offensive line. That's when you start to give people the respect. All right, now for RJ, he did a good job, but he got the opportunity to be a starter in this league.
Yep.
And he didn't do enough with those opportunities. There was way too many times.
It's not who he is.
Too many times where he was stopped behind the line of scrimmage or getting 1 yard. Now,
correct.
Of course, there were moments. All right, yes, the run against the Green Bay Packers, touchdown where he broke a tackle. That was awesome to see. The Dallas Cowboys won. The Tennessee Titan won. Those are great moments, but can you have some consistency around behind those moments? That's what you're looking for any type of player in this league.
So look, here's what I think. It really comes down to the expectation.
Yeah. Second round draft pick.
This is 60th overall pick. And so he is not what the Broncos wanted him to be. But let's just say, just go through the exercise because this is not reality.
Yeah.
This is not reality. Say he was a 5th round pick, like Audric Estime was. And his rookie year, he has about 900 yards from scrimmage and 12 touchdowns. I think we might be giving him an A.
Yes, I probably would give it just depending on how it looks, right? Sometimes you got to take the stats out of it. How does it look in those games?
Yeah,
you
don't feel him. You don't feel him. You don't feel RJ Harvey on a down.
It's empty calories.
Yes,
and I don't want to be mean and all that. And if you're upset,
we're keeping it real.
Upset.
That's okay. They can change the channel.
You know what I'm saying? So it's the empty calories to me when you have somebody. Like you said multiple times, Z, there's going to be a 7th or an undrafted free agent guy that's going to come in and he's going to shine and you're going to feel him. All right, Isaiah Pacheco for the Kansas City Chiefs not too long ago. I think Cecil liked him. He ended up almost going for 1,000 yards, but you felt his presence as a 7th round draft pick.
You know who's a good recent example from the Broncos in the receiving game is Devon Vele.
Devon Vele's another one.
Like no one really saw outside of me him coming the way that he did.
You're right.
But so like when you produce like that, it's like, man, it's like, whoa. Like, we didn't expect this. Vele gets an A on the season. If Vele was a 1st-round draft pick and he did the same exact thing,
you're expected to go out there and earn the money that they're giving you before you even touch that damn football field as a 1st and 2nd-round draft pick.
Yeah.
So that's how I'm grading it, and that's why I gave him a C-.
C-.
You're a 2nd-round draft pick.
It's close to a D.
Hey, Go out there and produce more. Be consistent. All right, like, and if somebody has a problem, then you go out there and do a rebuttal. Like, let me know why he should have a B- or a B+. Tell me.
I'm gonna keep it a B. I'm gonna keep it a B. He doesn't deserve an A. I think C might be just a little too harsh, in my opinion. But that really, it ultimately goes back to the projection that the Broncos had of him. It's not really syncing up with reality, and it would be a fool's errand, in my humble opinion, to proceed thinking that he is your initial projection. You need to react to the tape. You have a year of tape. He is not who you thought. I asked Sean Payton about the development of the running back position in the summer, and he said it doesn't take long to see it. And so we've talked about it over the years. Running back, you can walk in and have success in a way that we saw with you, that we see with others.
Yeah, and it's not no disrespect.
It's not.
If you have it, you have it.
Yep.
And it usually shows fast, like Sean has said, as a running back. Especially after what I just labeled or I put out there listed. You got a good quarterback. That's going to take pressure off you. You got a good offensive line. That's what any running back wants. You got receivers that are going to go down the field like Pat Bryant and Cortland Sutton. They're going to block for you so that you can have those explosive plays. Have more moments. That's what I want to see.
Will R.J. Harvey ever be a 1,000-yard running back for the Denver Broncos?
I don't believe he will, because if Sean Payton is the guy calling the plays, Sean Payton loves his running backs to be versatile like this, right? 540 yards rushing and over 300 yards receiving. Alvin Kamara has been in the league for 9, almost 10 years. Alvin Kamara has not got 1,000 yards on the ground yet. But when you look at what that man has done, all right, catching the ball and running, it's insane. Almost 2,000 yards or 1,500 or 1,800, just depending on the year. I think that's what Sean Payton wants. He wants his running backs to be very versatile.
All right, really interesting conversation. You want to react to it? RamosLaw.com, text line 303-713-1043. The Avalanche on paper, you look at their record, it's great. But what is lurking could cost them the season, and I am just about ready to pull the fire alarm on it. You have got to stick around for this conversation next.
Are the Denver Broncos an NFL destination once again?
They are half a football away from going to the Super Bowl. And you're going to have more money than you've ever had to spend, no dead cap, and quote QB on a rookie deal. I think the Broncos have become one of the more desirable destinations in the entire NFL to be with.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? Have you ever noticed how every great hangout has that one thing everyone crowds around? No, I'm not talking about the TV. What I'm talking about is Daisy's French Onion Dip. Yeah, that bowl that magically empties in 5 minutes. Because Daisy's French Onion Dip and ranch dips aren't just delicious. They're made with real ingredients that you can find in your own kitchen. No preservatives, no artificial anything, just pure, creamy, pass me another chip goodness. And listen, chips, wings, and veggies, I don't discriminate. If it dips, it's diving into Daisy's. So for your next snack attack, do what I do and grab Daisy's French Onion Dip and watch the crowd follow you.
At Belco Credit Union, we want to make your dream renovation a reality. Maybe that means a modern kitchen upgrade or a luxurious new bathroom. With Belco's Home Equity Choice line, you can get easy access to funds with the freedom and convenience of a home equity line of credit, plus the security and stability of a home equity loan. Plus, Belco is also offering low rates for qualified borrowers. Learn more at belco.org/choiceline. Belco is an equal opportunity housing lender. Belco, banking for everyone.
I'm Rob Wilhite. For almost 50 years, Colorado has trusted the Wilhite Law Firm after serious car accidents. With over $1 billion recovered, we know how to win for our community. Injured? Call 303-GOOD-LAW or visit WilhiteWins.com. That's WilhiteWins.com.
It's tax time, y'all. If you want to file free, this next one's for you.
Now taxes is so free. Tax-free edition only. Roughly 37% of filings qualify. Simple form 1040 returns only. How this is tax.
Love that jam. Up next, commercials.
Intuit TurboTax Free Edition. See if you qualify at turbotax.com/free. No schedules except for Earned Income Tax Credit, Child Tax Credit, Student Loan Interest, and Schedule 1A.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Spine One. Let me ask you a question. You live with back pain, neck pain? Well, my guys at Spine One, they're an emergency room for back pain with same-day appointments. They'll see you and they'll get the journey started. And that's exactly what I did. Whether it's chronic pain, acute pain, work-related, sports-related, doesn't matter. All you got to do is pick up the phone and start your journey just like I did toward pain-free. 303-367-2225. That's 303-367-BACK. Or as always, you can find them online at SpineOne.com.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, two-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health.
This February, save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins.
2026 is shaping up to be an amazing year to buy a home in Colorado. If you've been dreaming about getting into your first place, upgrading for more space, or downsizing for a simpler lifestyle, now is a smart time to start planning. And the first step is easy. Get pre-approved. With American Financing, you can get it done in 24 hours or less, so you'll know exactly what you can afford before you start shopping. Rates have been dropping, home prices are steady, and more homes are hitting the market. You could score the right home at the right price and lock in a monthly payment that fits your budget without stretching yourself thin. And unlike renting, every payment you make goes toward your future, not your landlord's. And here's a misconception we'd love to bust. You do not need 20% down. Many buyers purchase with as little as 3% down. So if home ownership is on your 2026 goals list, let's make it happen. Call American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans, at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Stay up to date on the Broncos and the latest news from around the league with our NFL insider James Palmer, exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Mondays on The Rundown with Richie Carney, Tuesday afternoons on The Drive, and Friday mornings on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, all season long. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, we got to have a real conversation. And the kid gloves are coming off a little bit here.
Oh.
No, I'm being dead serious.
Gee, what's going on?
No, what's going on? It's right in front of our faces, and we don't want to admit it. We don't want to admit it. And we'll do that here in about 10 seconds. But first, I am calling all wrestling super fans. We have your chance to go to Las Vegas for the biggest pro wrestling event in the world. It's the Super Fan Send-Off presented by 303 Law 4040. Here's what you get. A pair of 2-night tickets to the event, round-trip airfare for 2 from Denver to Las Vegas, 2 nights hotel stay, and a $500 Visa gift card. All right? For more information and to enter, head to DenverSports.com/superfan. Because Stone Cold said so. Okay. I'm going to try to mix something in a little every time here.
I love it. I love it. I mean,
I'm going to try. I'm going to try.
Come on, brother.
Hey, we need to have a conversation. So we both went to the Avs game last night.
Yeah.
Quick recap. It sucked. I mean, it was awful. It was lifeless. I mean, we can talk about the game if you want.
More Red Wing fans than I anticipated. It was insane. I mean, the first goal was scored in 30 seconds. I thought it was the Avs because we were talking.
Yeah, I didn't see it first. I
know. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, okay, the Avs already scored. No, the cheers were coming from Red Wing fans.
I would say it was probably, what percentage of Red Wings fans last night? I'm going to say 35%.
Yeah, I was going to say 35 as well. I want to say 40 because that's how loud they got when the 2 goals were scored by the Red Wings. But let's go 35%. Crazy.
It was a lot. It was a lot, and they had a reason to cheer, and Avs faithful did not. I mean, it was a listless, lifeless game, and that team is ready for the break. That team is ready. Okay?
Got one more game. They better get ready for that and stop cashing out so soon.
Well, so, okay. The Avs power play. We've been talking about this for a year and a half. Okay? A year and a half. It's a major issue. It's getting worse. It just got the Avalanche beat in the playoffs to the Dallas Stars. 3 for 25 on the power play for the series. Guys, that was the difference. So before we move forward with that conversation, let's admit the reality of the situation is that the delineating line last year between advancing past Dallas or going home was the gap in power play.
Simple, right? Simple.
They fired Ray Bennett right after the season. Had been by Jared Bednar's side forever. They hired Dave Haxtell.
Yeah.
It's gotten worse. It's gotten worse. Let's talk about this. Okay? And I know you guys can handle this. Okay? Let me just give you the raw number first. The Avs power play percentage is they score on 15% of their power plays. That's tied for dead last in the NHL. Okay? Their record is great. They're a great hockey club. But much like whether explosive plays in football, the three-pointer in basketball, the power play can neutralize your advantage, okay? So they're dead last in the league just with the raw numbers. And I know you guys can handle this. There's something called net power play percentage, all right? Just like effective field goal percentage in basketball, we talked about this last week. Mm-hmm. If I take a 3 and you take a 2 and we both make it, we both made a shot, but mine's worth more.
Because you went from a long range.
I went from 3.
3.
If I go to the free throw line because I got fouled on a layup and I make both free throws, I don't get credit from that on my field goal percentage, but I do on my effective field goal percentage, okay? So net power play, all right? It's a hockey stat that shows how much a team actually gains from special teams, not just how often they score. So it accounts for goals that you score on your power play, but also shorthanded goals that you give up while on the power play. Here's why it matters. A team on paper can have a quote-unquote good power play percentage on paper, but if they're leaking shorthanded goals, their net power play percentage exposes that problem, okay? The Avs' net power play in the last 10 years, this Avs team, their net power play ranks 332nd out of 344 qualified teams.
Say that again.
The Avs' net power play in the last 10 years, all teams, okay, in the last decade, this Avalanche team ranks 332nd out of 344 teams. I'm trying to give you texture that leads me up to the sentence that the Avs just don't have the worst power play in the NHL. The Avs have a historically bad power play. Historically bad. They have 18 losses this season. You know what they are on the power play in their losses, Phillip Lindsay?
Give us the stat.
4 for 52.
4 for
52.
In the last 18 games.
In their 18 losses.
18 losses.
So they have 18 losses this year. On the power play, they're 4 for 52. But here's the kicker. They've given up 4 shorthanded goals in those losses. So their net power play is actually 0 in their losses. Guys, it's problematic. It got them beat in the postseason. And I am starting to freak out. And I don't want to hear anything of, oh, you're being dramatic. I'm pulling the fire alarm. I'm pulling the fire alarm. We have a gargantuan sample size. It's historically bad. They need to fix it, or else they're going to have to
But we've been saying that. You just said 10 years of it. We need to fix it. We got beat by the Stars because of it. We tried to make a change. I said they tweaked it a little bit. They went boxing 1, all right, instead of the 1-3-1 with the power play. Obviously, that didn't work. You have some of the best skaters in the world on your team, and yet your power play sucks. Something has to give. It's just interesting because we are, quote-unquote, wagon. We have the team to do it. But the power play, just like in football with special teams and those explosive plays, that will get you beat if you don't start correcting things and adjusting before you get to the playoffs.
Don't bury your head in the sand on this one. They're an awesome team. But the power play, if it maintains this way, they will lose in the playoffs because of it. The exact same way they did a year ago. And by the way, guess who's got the most power play goals in the league this year? Guess who's got the most power play goals in the league this year?
I'm just going to go on a limb and say Dallas.
Dallas. History tells us that regression could be headed the Broncos' way in 2026. We'll tell you why and how the Broncos can avoid it next.
Jamal Murray is an all-star. For the first time in his 9-year career, the Nuggets guard has been named a Western Conference Reserve for the 2026 All-Star Game. Will the Blue Arrow continue his career best season all the way to the playoffs? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Looking for the best deal on TRT? Don't pay hundreds of dollars out of pocket for a franchise or settle for one of those one-size-fits-all from your doctor just because they take your insurance. At Synergetics and Low T Center, you can get powerful TRT dosed to your body and get it covered by insurance. Synergetics and Low T Center work with your insurance plans and customize each dose of TRT for maximum effectiveness and safety. It's TRT that actually works with your body. And this February, they're offering free testosterone tests and discounted peptides and GLP-1s to make getting your life back as easy as possible. Don't miss this opportunity. Go to Synergetics.com or LowTCenter.com to book an appointment online.
A careless driver caused your crash. Medical bills are piling up, and you might not be able to work. Life just got a lot more expensive, and you don't know what to do. At Berg Simpson, your consultation is absolutely free. We'll explain your legal options at no cost to you. Help starts with a phone call to us.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives. It's not just a slogan, it's who we are.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Finding excuses to not do your taxes? Unsure where to start? Sounds like you may be suffering from FOMO, the fear of messing up. The cure? Filing your federal and state taxes for free using TurboTax on Credit Karma. All you have to do is start and finish filing on your own in the Credit Karma app by February 28th. Just keep in mind, this offer is available only if you didn't file with TurboTax last year. It's time to break free from your fear of messing up. Start filing for free today in the Credit Karma app.
You want to be happy. You want to see your family safe, your children inspired, and your friends succeed. This is Glenn Jameron. I'm president of Alpine Bank, member FDIC. The key to a bright and promising future rests in the core values you first learned as a child: trust, compassion, empathy, understanding, and perhaps the most important of all, being kind. Respecting the traditions you hold dear doesn't make you old-fashioned, but rather empowered in this modern and oftentimes complex world of ours. In fact, your values, your leadership, your caring and kindness inspires Alpine Bank. Return to your core values. Alpine Bank, committed to Colorado and you.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or play. Stop, opt out. Terms and conditions apply to the earnings promotion.
Do you have caregiving experience as a parent, teacher, nanny, coach, or in another similar role? Hop Skip Drive is looking for experienced caregivers who want to help students in their community by driving them to and from school. Earn up to $50 per ride with Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion, all while helping your community. If you have your own vehicle that is no more than 10 years old, a clean driving record, and at least 5 years of caregiving experience, you could become a Hop Skip Drive care driver. Just text ROAD to 323232 to get started right now. Hop Skip Drive gives you the flexibility to set your own schedule and earn competitive pay. It's simple. Drive in your free time and make a real difference for students right in your neighborhood. Don't wait. Text ROAD to 323232 right now. Text ROAD to 323232 and start earning up to $50 per ride during Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion period. That's ROAD to 323232. Text ROAD to 323232 now.
Hey guys, your boy Stink here today about my long-term buddy Troy Hansford. And if you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now might be the time to sell, still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my guy Troy is still offering his $5,000 guarantee. What is it, you ask? Well, if he can't sell your house at your price on your timeline that you agree upon beforehand, bam, going to cut you a check for $5,000. Who else makes the offer? Nobody I've ever heard of. And he makes that offer because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings, has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy can buy your house, all cash, and can close in as little as 7 days. You have a house to sell, Troy probably has that perfect buyer for you right now, waiting for you to pick up the phone and to call him. Call Troy, get your home sold for the most money. That's 720-900-4433, 720-900-4433. Troy Hansford of RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions do apply. Want to sell your house? Then call my buddy Troy, 720-900-4433.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Leading off with a big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
One hour in the books. Quicker than a New York minute.
Man, got fired up in that last segment about the Avs power play. It's deeply concerning. And
it's an issue. It's an issue, and if you don't take full control of what's going on with yourself, then how are you ever supposed to get better? You're supposed to always get better. Yes, this team has it all. They are a wagon. But the thing that got them beat last year was the damn power play, and it's going to get them beat again if they don't get that together. There's no fall guy now. They already got rid of their special team coach from last year.
Right.
What's the issue still? Why are we still going through this?
Dude, actually, because it's actually gotten worse, and it's not just the worst in the NHL, and it's historically bad. They would actually be well within their rights to fire Dave Haxtell right now. They would act. This is professional sports.
Yeah.
This is the most skilled team in the NHL.
But that would be such a bad look. You fire your last special team.
You're worried about the look. You're worried about the look. What about the product?
You know, but what do I always say? Players make plays. Players win games. How about those damn players start moving that puck around and being more aggressive?
Yeah.
You know, at some point,
Val.
the players
I'm thinking
have
of
to do
Val
it.
last night.
Yes, Val.
Just
wake up.
Bus riding. And if you're saying, hey, there's nothing to see here because of the overall record, that's not the way. If you're not concerned about this, you're not paying close enough attention, or you don't understand how this works. Okay. History tells us that regression could be coming the Broncos' way in 2026. Okay, and I said going into the last break, we'll tell you why and how they can avoid it. All right, so once again, I'm going to bring this up. Okay, I'm not telling you what's going to happen. Okay, but I am going to tell you what has happened
In the past, right? History.
in the past for teams like these Broncos. Okay, and I'm taking this information, this data from Andrew Mason from DenverSports.com, okay, who wrote about this a few days ago. So in 2025, the Broncos became the 18th team in NFL history to win at least 9 games by 8 points or fewer. Okay, 9 wins by 8 points or fewer.
Magical season, man. Woo!
It really was. It really was. It felt like it had pixie dust on it all year long. DT dust.
DT dust.
Truly.
I love it.
Truly.
It was a special year. How did we win those games? I mean, I'm not even going to try to question it, but it was fun to watch.
It was really fun. So, Broncos became the 18th team ever to win at least 9 games by 8 points or fewer. They matched the 2022 Vikings and the 2024 Kansas City Chiefs for the most one-score wins in a single regular season in NFL history. 11 one-score wins. Insane. But here's what you need to know. On average, teams that won at least 9 games by 18 points or fewer, they saw their win total drop by 3.5 games the next season. That rate has been even higher since 2016. It's been dropping 4 games a year for teams that won at least 9 games by 8 points or fewer. So I have 3 numbers for you. That's the first one. NFL history, it just mostly frowns on teams that get by the skin of their teeth the following season.
Which makes sense. I mean, it's because every year it's a new year, right? New offensive line, hopefully not a new quarterback, new defense, new coaches. And so you may go through a situation where you had a couple guys that helped you out. In this case, Bo Nix did a lot of the helping us out when it mattered the most. Let's just say you take that away and Bo Nix isn't that same version of himself. You end up losing those games. There's no reason why we should have been able to beat the Giants when the Giants were up on us as much as they were going into the fourth quarter. But magically, we were able to stick with it. Even the players didn't think they were going to win that game, and they found a way to win.
It's true. I remember Pat Surtain said, I thought we were cooked.
But now you look at these teams that are like, hey, you may not play the Giants next time. Maybe it's the Chiefs. They're up on you by 14 points. They're not going to let that lead go, and now you're not having these magical comebacks, and you lose a game because of it. So you have to find a way you're going to play in close games. But 11 of those things, that's insane to think.
It's insane. I mean, it's again, there's only two other frame of references in the history of the sport to what the Broncos did this year. And also, what happens, though, to these teams, to these 17 other teams in NFL history that won at least 9 games by 8 points or fewer? You win games. How does the NFL reward you when you win games from a schedule standpoint? It gets tougher.
Yeah.
So take that into consideration as well. The Denver Broncos are about to play a first-place schedule in 2026. All right, so it's not a reason to be fearful. It's just be vigilant of what's ahead. All right, so here's the second number. The Broncos finished the season number 2 in total defense behind the Texans. Since 2015, teams that finish first or second in total defense dropped an average of 9 spots the following season. And it's actually been even worse in recent years. Since 2019, the average drop is 12 spots for those teams that finish first or second in total defense the next year. Playing great defense is hard to sustain. Like because the Broncos had a Super Bowl defense this year. Do you agree with that?
Yes, they did. I mean, come on now. Number 2 in total defense, dominant. You had pass rushers, interior linemen. You had the safeties, cornerbacks. You name it. This defense was ready for the Super Bowl.
Great red zone defense as well.
Great red zone defense.
And so this is why. I'll hit the pause button on this conversation specific to the Broncos. This is why this stat that I just mentioned, that teams in the last decade that finished first or second in total defense the following year drop an average of 9 spots. This is why I give you pushback on the defense wins championships. Because we've seen great defenses shoulder the burden of bad offenses and win a Super Bowl. We've seen it. We saw it with the 85 Bears. We saw it with the
Ravens.
The 2000 Ravens, the 2001 Bucks, and the 2015 Broncos. But we've never seen those teams win it again with that same defense. We have seen teams win multiple Super Bowls because they have a great quarterback and a sustainable offense. Joe Montana, Pat Mahomes, Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And Brady had great defenses early as well. Because it's hard to sustain great defense, man.
Well, it's hard, one, because there's a bunch of film out there. So even if you have the same defensive coordinator and a lot of the same players, well, there's film. And offenses seem to, every year get better. You can be more creative. There's also a lot that goes against the defense now in today's game, where if you just touch a defender, you're getting a penalty. And so it goes against the defense. On top of that, though, you start to lose players. Because if you have these great defenses and you're winning, and let's say you won a Super Bowl, everybody wants to get paid, right? Everybody thinks they're the reason why you win that Super Bowl. So now free agency hits. It's like, hey, look, I know I'm not going to get paid here, although it's a great fit. I need to make as much money as possible, and now I'm leaving. And so now you're having to fill that void with maybe a rookie or a guy that's not as good as the guy you had in that slot earlier. And so there's so much things, and it's offense too, but we're talking about defense right now.
Yeah.
That can work against you, and that's why maybe for you it's like, hey, this is why defenses can't win championships.
Yeah, plural.
I still think they can.
Yeah, no, and that's okay, because I'm just giving you a hard time
for sure.
Because the defense can go win you a championship. I just give you pushback on the S at the end of it.
Well,
Plural.
our defense did a phenomenal job in that AFC championship game, and yet we're not in the Super Bowl. Why? Because of that offense.
Yep. And we'll get back to that here shortly, because I want to talk about the Davis Webb this next chapter here during the segment. Okay. So, and by the way, you know who I was thinking of when you just were saying, people leaving after you win a Super Bowl? I'm thinking of Malik Jackson. Malik Jackson, although Von Miller got the Super Bowl MVP, Malik Jackson was as impactful in Super Bowl 50's win. Like, if you want to say the same as Von, I think it'd be fair. If you want to say maybe just one hiccup underneath him, I think that's fair. It's kind of semantics, whatever. But and then he goes and gets the bag.
Yep.
From Jacksonville, I think it was. So there's an element to that. But so that's the second number. Okay? And if you're just joining us, just a quick recap. The Broncos became the 18th team in NFL history to win at least 9 games by 8 points or fewer. On average, teams that won at least 9 games by 8 points or fewer saw their win total drop the next year by 3.5 games. So it's really hard to sustain. It's even more dramatic here in the last 9 years, as the rate has been even higher. It's a 4-game drop. That was the first number, and we're talking about the overarching conversation of history tell us that regression could be headed the Broncos' way. The second number was that defensive number, that when you look in the last decade, teams that finished first or second in total defense, that next year they dropped by an average of 9 spots. The third and final one I wanted to pass along before we have a conversation on how they can avoid this. The Broncos were a 14-win team this year, which is still just psychotic to say out loud. But they had a plus 90-point differential. The Broncos became the 11th team in the Super Bowl era to win at least 13 games with a point differential that was fewer than 110 points. 6 of the previous 10, Phil, they followed it up by missing the playoffs that next year. Just 2 other teams matched their previous record. None surpassed it. The average year-to-year drop was 4.5 games.
So that would be, if that happens to us next year, that means that we would win 10 games and be 10-7 again, like
Correct.
we were a couple years ago.
Correct. On average, yeah.
On average.
You'd be, really, it's 4.5 games, so it'd be between 9 and 10 games.
Woo!
This is the history. Again, just to repeat myself, the disclaimer from the top. I am not telling you what's going to happen with the Broncos, but I am sharing historical facts and data of what has happened to teams like the Denver Broncos, who basically, if I could just summarize it, if someone's just getting in the car, it's like, man, what is he talking about? Like, if I could just summarize it, it's really, really hard historically to win as many tight games as the Denver Broncos did a year ago and then turn around and replicate that same success. It's been really, really, really hard.
And Z, if you have these stats and you're putting it out there to the world, you know Sean, because Sean's a stat guy. He sees it as well, and he understands that they can't go another year where they have 11 games of the one-score games where they end up winning, because they're probably not going to be on the winning side of that, just because the schedule is going to be harder and things have to go right for you. So what Sean's saying is we have to be better, and not just defensively. Of course, there's certain things that have to happen for the defense. More takeaways. They had 14 takeaways this year. Can they do a better job of taking that ball away, forced fumbles, interceptions? Heck yeah. But it comes down to offense. Can we sustain drives, not have the 3 and outs? Can we be more impactful, have more explosive plays that we score touchdowns to help our defense out, to help our special teams? Offense is where the Denver Broncos are lacking, and that must improve, or they are going to sit there and run up against a tougher schedule and lose more games than they need to, and they're looking at maybe 10 or 11 wins instead of 14-3 again. But it starts with getting the offense back in shape, looking like a Sean Payton offense of the New Orleans Saint years. That's what I want to see if Sean Payton is the play caller.
So, and we'll put a pin in that. I want to get back to that in just a second.
Yeah.
But yes, that I think is the recipe to avoid the historical pothole that these teams blow a tire on the following year after a year like the Broncos. The team needs to be more balanced.
Yeah.
Like this offense, like by almost every measure, was perfectly average. Right around 14 in a league of 32. So just maybe a tick above average. But we know this. We watch the games. We're in the trenches with the Denver Broncos, and there were so many Sundays and Thursdays or Mondays where, look,
there was a Saturday one too.
Was there? Oh, yes, there was. Yes, there was. We had multiple games where the announcers were making fun of the Denver Broncos offense. Making fun. Like, that is not typical. And so it's got to get better. We know it has to get better. Sean knows it has to get better. He's already fired an offensive coordinator. He's already fired a wide receivers coach. And there could be a new play caller in Denver. And that's Davis Webb. And I'll tell you, man,
warming up to it.
You hang tight on that. You hang tight on that. Because yesterday we had the conversation, and I said, I do believe a change is coming. I do not believe that it's just, hey, you get the title of OC, everything stays the same as it was. I call every single play. I do not believe it's going to be like that. But I did say yesterday, I think that some hybrid version of this offensive play calling is coming. Is it? And again, I'm totally spitballing. Is it first and second downs? Is it end of half situations?
Goal line.
Is it red zone situations? Broncos were terrible in the red zone this year. Terrible. Could that be where, Davis? I don't know. But that's where I was yesterday.
You said yesterday, though.
I had to ask myself the question, if I had to choose one of two options, Sean gives none of the play calling away, or Sean gives all of the play calling away.
Nothing in between.
Nothing in between, no hybrid strain or anything like that. And with the understanding that Sean can always take the play calling back, we've seen that historically repeatedly.
He's the head man. Dan Campbell did this year with the Detroit Lions. People do it all the time. Coaches do it all.
Nick Sirianni has done it. Sean McDermott has done it with multiple defensive coordinators, as he is a defensive coach or was a defensive coach. So if I had to choose, where am I actually at on this instead of lukewarm? And if I had to choose, I think he'd give up all the play calling.
Hold on.
That's where I think this is at.
Z, so this is, I'm kind of starting to understand you a little bit more. Like you have your takes and you're strong on them. Then you get in that car, it's hot. The heat's blowing in your head, so you can really think. And then you kind of want to redo your thought process on things. Why all of a sudden are you changing up from Sean Payton's not going to give up play calling duties, or maybe a hybrid, which still is possible, and now you're saying Davis Webb could possibly be the one calling the plays
because it's with maybe a tidbit of new information, and with new information can come new opinions
for sure.
And so when I'm listening to Mike Kliss on the morning show.
From what I understand, Sean Payton and Davis Webb are still working through, but I do think there's some hints leaning that way. One, Sean talked before the Buffalo game about how he's getting old, and the fact that he's old, he's got to be quicker.
Now, I have repeatedly talked about that sequence.
Yeah, and we know Mike loves to listen to
and he
to
does.
Us too.
He does. So again, that's not anything new here.
Not getting the plays in on time. If he's running a reverse on the 8-yard line, that was the example he used. He used to just call it. Now as a head coach, he worries about the ramifications and thinks an extra minute or two or extra second or two, and got Bo Nix yelling at him. So that was one hint. The other is Davis Webb was highly coveted, at least as a candidate throughout the league. He had a couple head coach interviews, and it was real serious with the Raiders before Clint Kubiak emerged as a guy who would take the job. And then he also had play calling offensive coordinator opportunities with a couple teams around the league. So you have to wonder if there was some enticement there to keep Davis Webb. So I definitely think it's possible, but it's not decided yet from what I understand.
Okay, so within that response this morning, there's not any sort of grand revelation or any groundbreaking news. But Mike's pretty tied in with the Broncos.
Yeah.
And if he's going on the radio, and look, again, he didn't say anything blistering, but if he's like, I think it's very possible. And then you just look at the natural factors that we talked about yesterday, the natural factors. And then I localized it to myself. When I was young, I would do just about anything to get on the air. Brother, I used to work for free, literally for free. Okay. When I was, basically, I interned with this basically legendary figure in upstate New York named Roger Weiland. We had him on the show last year before like a Jets game, and he really took a liking to me and the way that I worked, and he started to like give me opportunities behind the mic that I wasn't going to be paid for, and I knew I wasn't going to be paid for, and it didn't matter. Like, I would do anything.
Just get the reps.
Dude,
Get your name out there.
I would drive, if you said, hey, there's a chance to be on the air for 1 hour, but you have to drive 10 hours, I would drive 10 hours. I'd walk, okay?
Damn.
And that was my passion.
Yeah.
And I kept on working and working, and eventually, after 10 years of working in upstate New York, I get a job, here, an opportunity here. But I have to remind myself just how hungry that I used to be, starving for an opportunity. And if you're Davis Webb and you're starving for an opportunity of this ascending career, but you actually haven't had the chance, no one has given you the opportunity to do the thing that you really want to do, and you have that opportunity and you turn it down in multiple instances,
to stay here, to not have the opportunity, it just doesn't make sense. Now you're thinking, Z. I like where you're going with this. It doesn't make any sense if you're Davis Webb to take a job just to sit there and not call plays, but you have the label. It does make more sense to sit down with Sean and say, hey, look, if you're going to keep me, you have to give me that chance to show you I can succeed or fail. It's something's going to happen, but if I succeed, it's going to help you out. It's going to help me out as well, because the ultimate goal for Davis Webb is to become that head coach, but also get the experience on the way there. Being the offensive coordinator is the next step. Clint Kubiak, he went through the right steps. Quarterback coach, all right, offensive coordinator, and now he's the head coach next year of the Las Vegas Raiders. You got to go through the steps in order to become a head coach. That's exactly what Davis Webb is doing and wants. How do you do that? He has to call plays. How is that going to happen for him? Sean has to take a step back and just be the head coach, not Sean Payton, the play caller. And then you go from there, because like you said at the beginning of all this, Z, Sean can always take back plays or the play calling duties. The players have been around Sean long enough where they know what Sean wants done. Now it's time for Davis Webb to step into that role and help this offense out a little bit more, develop Bo Nix a little bit more, be more aggressive, be more explosive with the offense, or add more weapons around, be more explosive with someone like Evan Ingram. That's what you're looking for to get the most out of these players. Marvin Mims. We didn't see a lot of him this year. The playoffs come rolling around against the Buffalo Bills. Eight targets, 8 receptions, 93 yards, and a touchdown. One of the bigger reasons why we won that game. Maybe Davis Webb can unlock Marvin Mims and Evan Ingram in this run game. But things have to change. And in order for that to happen, Sean needs to take that step back and let change happen.
Yeah, and once upon a time, that change happened for Sean. There was an older coach named Jim Fossil, who was the head coach of the New York Giants in the year 2000. And he gave Sean Payton, in his mid-30s, the opportunity to be the offensive coordinator for the first time and call plays. Sean was in Davis Webb's shoes.
Yeah.
And I think that, again, if I – now hear me out correctly.
Yeah.
Because I think in reality, I do still think it's going to be some hybrid version. But if I had to choose one or the other, is he not giving any play calling away, or is he giving it all away? After deliberating in my own mind quite a bit and thinking about my younger self and how hungry I was and Sean once upon a time and getting that opportunity, I think it'd be giving up the play calling. And I go back, and I cannot shake this from my head, and I've referenced it 30 times here in the last handful of days. The deep, reflective comment ahead of the divisional round. He was asked about the run game. He wasn't asked about play calling. He was asked about sticking with the run, and this is what he said.
Look, I'll make a note on the sheet, run it. It's important. The thing that I have to continue that changes as you get older is you still have to be quick. Like, play just ran, next play. I said this, look, when I was younger, like, we'd run a reverse on the 8-yard line, and I think nothing of it. And as you get older, you think about all the ramifications if it's And so I have to also remove that. You know, it was said as you get older, you know, maybe you don't drive in the rain at night. You begin to, I can't let that happen as a play caller. And sometimes you know, that's something that I have to mentally make sure it's quick. It's quick and decisive, and it's daring at the right time. Not reckless, but those are things that I find that are challenges compared to when I was 33 in New York, or, you know, in my whatever. And
then the following sequence happens. You win the division round and you're in the AFC Championship game, and it's a 4th and 1, and you were quick and you had a play call, and it was a run.
And you call a timeout.
And you called a timeout, and you rearranged your thoughts. And you had this emphasis of, I need to still be aggressive. Even though I'm older, I need to be aggressive. And you changed a run to a pass on 4th and 1 with your backup quarterback. And it cost the Broncos. It cost them. Okay, everything changed about the game after that play.
Momentum swung.
Here, how about this stat? The Broncos, before that play happened, were averaging 4.8 yards per play. So just about 5 yards a play. After that sequence, 1.7 yards per play. Everything changed after that play. And that was a meaningful sequence that prevented, I believe, the Broncos from going to the Super Bowl. And Sean knows it. And I think that might have been the catalytic event to make this all happen.
Well, Sean Payton, as a play caller, he said quick, decisive, and daring. That's what he wants in a play caller. That's who Sean has been for multiple years. Maybe that's what Davis Webb is going to be for the Denver Broncos moving forward. Decisive with his play calling, quick with it. All right, daring at times with maybe that reverse at the 8-yard line that you're looking for. Davis Webb needs to be the offensive play caller for this year because he's going to bring something more to the table. All right, new plays, new routes, being a little bit more explosive, being more creative with the run game, and then you go from there. Davis Webb is that guy, Z.
All right, we'll see how it all shakes out. A Denver Bronco today receiving a huge honor. Details next.
Will playing without Nikola Jokic end up being a blessing in disguise for the Nuggets?
During the course of the time that he was out, a lot of guys had to step up. Guys got expanded chances to play. Their roles changed, and a lot of guys really made the most of it, led by Peyton Watson.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or play. Stop, opt out. Terms and conditions apply to the earnings promotion.
Do you have caregiving experience as a parent, teacher, nanny, coach, or in another similar role? Hop Skip Drive is looking for experienced caregivers who want to help students in their community by driving them to and from school. Earn up to $50 per ride with Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion, all while helping your community. If you have your own vehicle that is no more than 10 years old, a clean driving record, and at least 5 years of caregiving experience, you could become a Hop Skip Drive care driver. Just text ROAD to 323232 to get started right now. Hop Skip Drive gives you the flexibility to set your own schedule and earn competitive pay. It's simple. Drive in your free time and make a real difference for students right in your neighborhood. Don't wait. Text ROAD to 323232 right now. Text ROAD to 323232 and start earning up to $50 per ride during Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion period. That's ROAD to 323232. Text ROAD to 323232 now.
HelloFresh makes home cooking nutritious, delicious, and exciting. You excited when you get those freezer-burnt, pre-packaged meals in the mail? I know I'm not. Go to HelloFresh.com to explore plans and menus because nothing hits like home cooking.
Jane Dawson did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With the money she saved, she got herself a pricey bird feeder with an ultra-high-def camera. Should Jane have just bought a regular bird feeder? Yes. Is it hard for her to admire nature when the camera doubles as the bird's potty? Also, yes. But it's Jane's savings, and if she wants to spend her time watching the digestive habits of the white-breasted nuthatch, we say you go, girl. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Are you stuck staring at your W-2? Are tax refund worries holding you back? You probably have FOMO, the fear of messing up. The fix? Using TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They find every credit and deduction to help you get every refund dollar you deserve, or your money back. It's time to overcome your fear of messing up and get your taxes done right. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Restore your bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning hair with the same simple one-day treatment I receive from Dr. Tanya Pauls of Advanced Hair. Your own natural hair begins regrowing the very next day, and your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. For your free consultation, $250 off, and 250 free hair grafts, call 720-459-HAIR, advancedhair.com.
Are you one of those people who dread going to the dentist? If so, have you tried sedation dentistry? Learn more about sedation dentistry at coloradosedation.com. Sit back, relax, and dream with the most experienced sedation dentist and staff at Clarkson Dental.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
When you've been hit by an 18-wheeler, there's 3 things you need to do. First, call the police and get medical care. Second, don't talk to the insurance company alone. And third, call the truck crash lawyers at Berg Simpson Law Firm. Berg Simpson has 50 years of experience holding them accountable and over $50 million recovered after truck crashes. Call Berg Simpson today and let us fight for you so you can focus on healing.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, 2-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health.
This February, save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins.
Hey, it's Flo here to say drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds.
Nice! With my new savings, I'll get some hiking gear. It'll be great for my outdoor era.
I don't know if it counts as an era if you just buy stuff.
I got a cute hiking backpack. It's an outdoor era.
Well, you only bought one thing. I don't think it's an era.
Well, I think we're in a agree to disagree era.
Yeah, sure, you're probably right. Anyway, with the money you could save by switching to Progressive, you can afford to switch to other things in life. It's
my savings era.
Also, everything you do is not an era.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Want to partake in our contests? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com. Every day at 3:30, the drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, The Rock has come back to Denver.
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on the drive.
Let's come off the top rope with it! 1! All righty. Man, shout out Broncos left tackle Garrett Bowles.
The GB zone.
The GB zone. He had a great season, all right, on the field, but he got a really cool honor off of it. Bowles was named the Alan Page Community Award winner today in San Francisco ahead of the Super Bowl in recognition of the union's highest player honor. and the NFLPA is going to donate $100,000 to the GB3 Foundation. Really cool league-wide honor today for your former teammate, Garrett Bowles.
You know what, Z, and I'm not surprised. Garrett Bowles is a great dude, great teammate, and I know that he's doing as much as he can for his community, for young kids that need the help. And so for him to be able to get this award, which he deserves, and to be able to get the money that he's going to put back into his foundation, like, that's big time, man. And so this shows you that these players like Garrett Bowles, they're not just football players. They're trying to make a difference in somebody's life. They're trying to make a difference in society today, which can be dark times.
Totally.
So for Mr. GB Zone, that's a great moment for him, and I know he's excited for this. He might be more excited about that than winning football games because that's how much he cares about the community, but also he's a great dad. One thing about GB, just like knowing him, and he'll complain. Whether you have an off day or you got to go to work, he gonna complain sometimes. But he's always talking about his kids and how he would be up in the middle of the night for 5 hours, didn't get any sleep, rocking them to sleep because he just loves them that much. And any father would do that for their kids. So for GB to do that, to invest in his family, to invest in the community, it's a great thing to see.
Yeah, pretty cool. He was emotional today accepting the Alan Page Community Award from the NFLPA. And he does a lot of work with kids at the Marvin Foote Juvenile Detention Center. Yeah. And, we know Bowlesy extremely troubled, as a young kid and got in all sorts of conflicts and troubles and, ended up getting basically raised by a different family that wasn't his own and all that stuff, man. And so great for Garrett Bowles. I told the story before, but at where was it? Not Shanahan's. What's the other one? Not Ruth Chris. What's the one here? Right, Del Frisco's.
Yeah, I was gonna say Del Frisco.
It was Del Frisco's, and he went there with a bunch of teammates. And after dinner, all the teammates are hanging out and getting after it and having drinks and beers and cocktails and all that stuff. And he doesn't drink anymore.
Yeah.
And but
doesn't
he
like to drink.
but didn't want to go home. So, and I heard this from a server at Del Frisco's. This is how I know that he went into the kitchen and asked if he could help, like clean stuff up.
That's GB for you. That's GB. I mean, he actually did that for Dalton Reisner. Garrett Bowles ends up going to Dalton Reisner's little draft party. He's showing up because he's a Denver Bronco that day, and then everybody left, and GB stayed with Dalton and his family and helped clean up. And so it's like things like that. Garrett Bowles is just like, he's always thinking of other people and not himself.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Next in the 3 count.
1, 2.
So Bill Belichick wasn't the only Patriot to not get voted into the Hall of Fame this year. How about Robert Kraft also fell short of the votes needed to get in the 2026 class. Since buying the team in 1994, Kraft has made more Super Bowl appearances than the entire AFC North, the entire AFC South, and the rest of the AFC East combined. Fair or foul?
I mean, it's not fair. It's foul as well. I mean, you have Belichick that's not in there. You got Kraft that's not in there. I mean, what are we doing? I know that they don't like him. I know that they probably stepped on many toes.
And it's the cheating stuff. I think it's the spying stuff, the deflate gate.
But how many people are not cheating, right? Or there's a lot of people out there cheating. I'm going to tell you that right now. Now, they may not have got caught, but there's some stuff going on. So it is what it is. They need to put them in there.
You want to know what the kicker is? So Belichick's going to have to wait. Robert Kraft's going to have to wait. Brady ain't waiting.
But what if there's a twist?
Tell me.
What if there's a twist?
You tell me. Tom Brady's going in on the first ballot.
We would think.
I'm telling. Yeah, he's going in on the first ballot. Stop. Brady's going in on the first ballot. Kraft, not so much. So he falls short. Maybe a year from now he can massage the situation a little bit better. All right, next in the 3 count.
1, 2, 3.
All right. If you thought the college football playoffs were late this year, wait till you hear the schedule for next year. Dante, what do we need to know about this story here?
It's going to be much later. The quarterfinals are on the 1st and the 30th. Oh, you look confused.
Yeah, wait, so the quarterfinals are on the 30th and the 1st?
Yes, of December and January.
Yep.
And then the semifinals, I believe, are on the 13th and 14th. And the finals are going to be in late January. Let me pull up the full schedule. But
when was it this year? When was the final this year? I forget. I mean, was it?
I think it was the 19th. Monday the 19th sounds right?
Monday the 19th. Okay. So it's
going to be like an extra week after that next year.
Man, it's already dragged out enough.
Why? Why are we doing this?
Do we know why?
I have a strong suspicion it has to do with the NFL playoffs, because you're starting the quarterfinals or the semifinals so late, like you're gonna try to avoid the NFL playoffs.
Interesting.
As opposed to the alternative where you could just be done with your season by New Year's Day.
It's so late.
Yeah. Like take a look at this. So the NFL playoffs next year, you'd have 13 games in 30 days. College football playoff, 11 games in 39 days.
Wow.
It's ridiculous.
Just take away the conference championships.
Yeah.
Let's get rid of that.
Or start the season a week earlier.
Yeah,
week 0 becomes week 1.
Yes, that needs to happen.
I'm going to be honest, I don't think any of that is the first quarterfinal game's on the 30th. That's like a month after the season ends. That's the waiting period.
That's ridiculous.
The issue.
That's ridiculous.
So I have the semifinals are the 14th and 15th, and then it weirdly does not have the championship.
I think
on
it's
here.
the 25th. January 25th is when the college football national
Wow.
title is. So a week later than
late.
last year.
Wow. A week before February starts, and they're still playing college football.
That'd be like AFC or AFC and NFC championship games that same weekend.
Hey, they're student athletes. Maybe they got finals.
All right. The Nuggets were humbled the other night versus the reigning champs, but another tall task awaits them tonight. Take a dive into it next.
The champ! Are you ready? Do you consider yourself a super fan? Well, now's your chance to prove it. It's Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan Super Fan Send-Off, presented by 303 Law 4040, sending you to Las Vegas for the biggest pro wrestling event in the world. A pair of 2-night event tickets, airfare, and hotel all included, plus a $500 Visa card. So get in the ring and enter now at denversports.com/superfan. That's denversports.com/superfan. Injury Insights, powered by Ramos Law. Taking a look at the latest sports injuries in Colorado and beyond. Here's Dr. Joseph Ramos with Zach By.
All right, Dr. Ramos, Aaron Gordon suffered another hamstring injury, his third in the last 9 months. What's your takeaway here?
Man, Zach, I'm so bummed. I was at that game, seeing them without him. Big deal here. My take is this. The hamstring is just an incredibly tough injury to overcome. I'll be honest, I don't want to be like the naysayer here. I think that he's got issues and he's got lifelong issues. There's a lot of stuff that follow these injuries that plague people, and he's proven that he's one of those.
Why are these injuries so reoccurring? And is there anything he can do to try to expedite the healing process?
The thing is the hamstring, so it's 3 muscle bellies and it crosses 2 joints. It originates in the pelvis, crosses the hip joint, goes down, crosses the knee joint, and then attaches. So when you cross 2 joints with big, long muscles, when they get a tear in them, it's an issue. There's also one component to this that could be genetic. They say there's people that have a small, narrow aponeurosis. And if those people get recurrent tears, it's kind of their life. And I hope this is not the end for Aaron Gordon. I can tell you this. Don't count on him for playoffs, man. You're probably looking now, a recurrent injury takes longer to rehab, to come back from. He's probably 6-8 weeks out at a minimum. Playoffs are 8-10 weeks away. This is a problem. And, the problem is if it's not a complete tear, then it's just all therapy. That's it. That's all they can do for it.
So there's nothing else he can do to try to get back there on the court. It's completely out of his control.
Really out of his control. These mid-muscle belly tears like this are devastating. And, there's some anecdotal research about PRP and some stuff like that. It's really just eccentric exercises. That's his only thing, and that's going to take a lot of time.
Ramos Law. What makes us different makes us better.
Hi, Dan Cicchini with Dunright. Great pricing options and bank financing? You bet. Kitchens, baths, counters and floors, finished basements, windows and doors. Done right since 1985. You have our word, we'll treat you right at Dunright. Visit drhi.com. Thanks.
Jewelry Graham. Hi, I'm Brian, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. We have just the right gift for your sweetheart this Valentine's Day. Any style, any budget. Like heart-shaped necklaces, birthstones, or hand-matched diamond studs. Getting engaged? Create a dream ring and choose from natural and lab-grown diamonds in all shapes and sizes. Come see us in store or at shaneco.com. because a friend wants you to win Valentine's Day. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Looking for the best deal on TRT? Don't pay hundreds of dollars out of pocket for a franchise or settle for one of those one-size-fits-all from your doctor just because they take your insurance. At Centergenics and Low T Center, you can get powerful TRT dosed to your body and get it covered by insurance. Centergenics and Low T Center work with your insurance plans and customize each dose of TRT for maximum effectiveness and safety. It's TRT that actually works with your body. And this February, they're offering free testosterone tests and discounted peptides and GLP-1s to make getting your life back as easy as possible. Don't miss this opportunity. Go to Centergenics.com or lowtcenter.com to book an appointment online.
The University of Denver brings you the best athletics in the metro area. From lacrosse, basketball, hockey, soccer, gymnastics, and more. We have a sport to cheer on at DU. Ticket packages are available to meet your busy lifestyle and are easy on the wallet. Learn more on our digital platforms, including denverpioneers.com.
I am down 60 pounds because of SodaWeightLoss.com. The weight came off a few years ago, and it came off naturally. And I got to tell you, having my own nutritionist, someone who is always available via text, made all the difference. It's real support from a real person. That's what keeps you consistent with SodaWeightLoss.com. Soda is the #1 weight loss company in America for client satisfaction and results. Clients look and feel 10 years younger, just like I do. I move easier, I sleep better, I got my confidence back, baby, and all thanks to SodaWeightLoss.com. And here's the best part. Join now and your partner joins for free. You start together, you support each other, and you both get younger, feeling healthier versions of yourselves. Call them up, 1-866-800-SODA. That's 1-866-800-SODA. Join Soda for a short time to have results that last a lifetime. Go to SodaWeightLoss.com. That's SOTA weightloss.com. Soda Weight Loss is, say it with me, it's got to be state-of-the-art.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider, Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
So the Nuggets were humbled on Sunday night versus the reigning champs, but another tall task awaits them this evening. We'll talk about that here in just about, 12 seconds. But first, I'm calling all wrestling super fans. We have your chance to go to Las Vegas for the biggest pro wrestling event in the world. It's the Super Fan Send-Off presented by 303 Law 4040. Here's what you get. A pair of 2-night tickets to the event. It is a 2-night event, all right? Round-trip airfare for 2 from Denver to Las Vegas, 2 nights hotel stay, and a $500 Visa gift card. For more info and to enter, head to denversports.com/superfan. All right, Phil, we need to talk about the Denver Nuggets tonight. They are going, it's a bit of a rematch against the Detroit Pistons. By the way, you talk about a rematch, I got to share this with you because I can't believe this just happened. Dante, when did it happen? Like 2 minutes ago? 3 minutes ago? Or like an hour ago? Okay, like an hour ago. The New England Patriots official social media handle tweeted out a graphic with Super Bowl 60, the New England Patriots against the Los Angeles Rams.
And
the caption said round 2, as in like a rematch of the Super Bowl a handful of years ago.
Somebody is going to be in big time trouble. So you have the Patriots thinking that they were getting ready to play the Rams.
Well, someone on their staff like really screwed up on their social media staff. Really screwed up. And is it deleted, Dante?
It's not deleted, and I was wrong. It was not an hour ago. It was 7 hours ago.
No way. And
I don't understand how that's not been deleted yet.
Are you kidding me? And it's got a ton of traction. People are like having fun with this thing.
Yes, yeah, no, absolutely. Everyone's like, "Oh, I hope the coaches aren't watching Rams tape," and people are making fun of it. Obviously, I don't know how that's still up there.
That is bizarre.
They're trolling, I guess. Now they're telling Seattle they shouldn't be there.
I mean that. I
They're
mean,
not worthy enough.
I mean, if you're Mike McDonald, you can. If you wanted some bulletin board material, you can just take that.
You know he's going to. Come on.
That is weird. And it hasn't been deleted. That's weirder than the tweet. Because you could see how maybe a scheduled tweet could have a wrong day on it and you just screwed it up. But, like, the fact that it hasn't been deleted is bizarre. On Sunday night on NBC against Oklahoma City.
Yeah, it was a rough one.
So tonight, it is a bit of a rematch from a game just last week. The Detroit Pistons, who enter as the top seed in the Eastern Conference. One of the best stories in the NBA this year. They are riding momentum after a historic, this is nuts, a 53-point win over the Brooklyn Nets. That is a different kind of butt kicking, man.
Oh, what did MPJ go for?
I don't know.
Probably like 30.
I mean, but that is a historical beatdown. 53 points
that's bad, man.
is
Come
insane. They're 8-2 in their last 10 games. One of those losses came against the Jokic-less Nuggets just last week. The game's in Detroit, where the Pistons are 19-5 at Little Caesars Arena. But the Nuggets are 19-7 on the road, which is nuts. The Denver Nuggets are the best road team in the entire NBA, going up against one of the best home teams in the league.
And Z, they've been doing it without Jokic. It's crazy to think that. Now, of course, Jokic had a couple of those wins when he was healthy, but for the most part, on the road, they've been handling business. Now they're getting Jokic back, who should be a lot better knowing that he's going to his third game off that injury. You got Jamal Murray. Now, he didn't play well. He had his 12 points, and he knows that he needs to play better. Jamal All-Star Murray. So this is going to be an interesting game. Can the Denver Nuggets get a win on the road? What are you thinking in this game? What goes through your head when it comes to the Denver Nuggets? What do they need to do?
Well, they're going up against a top-tier defense. Detroit is allowing just 109 points a game. That is a really low number in today's NBA. If you're wondering, that's the third best scoring defense in the NBA, but they're going up against the Nuggets offense that averages 120 points a night, which is the second highest number in the NBA and would have been the highest number had Jokic never gone out of the lineup. It was number one before he missed those games. So, some of the things that I'm looking for are defensively. Now, Detroit isn't Oklahoma City, but defensively, they need to tighten things up. In the way that they were gashed the other night by the Oklahoma City offense, particularly from three, making 19 threes.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
That can't happen. So I would like to see, let's just start with max effort defensively tonight in Detroit.
We have to go to these are grown men. These are professionals, and we're talking about max effort.
It's also the NBA in February.
Yeah, there you
so
go.
I'm just acknowledging the situation.
What I want to see is Jokic more aggressive early. All right, like get a lead, and then you can start to get everybody involved. But I want Jokic to kind of get back into it. Why are you smirking at me? I want to see the man go at it.
Yeah.
Take the shots. Be aggressive of getting to the line. Like, let's see that. Jamal Murray, Jokic, the two-man game. Let's get that going again. I don't want to see Payton Watson being the best player on the court tonight. I don't want to see Payton Watson with 29 points. Now, he can have his 22, 23, that's fine. But Jokic or Jamal, they need to be leading the team and scoring by the end of the night, and that's how we're going to get that win.
Well, I kind of like how you just said that, that I don't want to see Payton Watson be the best player on the floor tonight. I got to do house cleaning here, and I apologize.
What I mess up on?
No. One of you guys should have corrected me. They lost to the Pistons by a bucket last week.
I thought you were talking
109-107.
Yeah.
I said I made a mistake. I said they beat the Pistons last week.
Okay, yeah. No,
they lost by a bucket. Super tight game here in Denver. Like I said, 109-107.
That's on me. I got to hold you accountable.
Hold me accountable.
Sorry, Coach.
Hold me accountable. But here's the good news about tonight, though. Christian Brown is playing. We have not seen Christian in some time. So
it's been a long time, right?
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time coming. Now, Christian Brown, you better bring your ass with your A game. Get some shots off. All right, maybe a rebound or two. It's going to be interesting to see what Jokic does to get that man involved.
Well, the last time we saw Christian, it was the 9th of January. So just about a month without CB. And he was down for a long time before he ever came back. He played 3 games and then was down again. So we'll see what it looks like tonight. Dealing with that ankle injury and re-implementing him is going to be a subplot of tonight against the Detroit Pistons. All right, how would we react if the Broncos did what ESPN's latest mock draft has them doing? We'll go through it next.
Are the Denver Broncos an NFL destination once again?
They're half a football away from going to the Super Bowl. And you're going to have more money than you've ever had to spend, no dead cap, and quote QB on a rookie deal. I think the Broncos have become one of the more desirable destinations in the entire NFL to be with.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Still haven't filed your taxes? Hey, you're not the only one. A lot of good people fall behind. But here's the thing. The longer you wait, the harder the IRS can hit back. Penalties stack up. Interest piles on. The letters get more aggressive. None of it magically disappears. It's why I always tell folks, call my friends at Advanced Tax Solutions. These are not generalists. They don't dabble in tax problems. They live in this world. Resolving IRS issues is all they do. Maybe you're 1 year behind. Maybe you're 10. Maybe you've got unfiled returns, wage garnishments, bank levies. Professionals can step in fast, talk to the IRS for you, stop the stress, and start putting a real plan in place. And listen, waiting never makes it better. Every day you delay is another day the IRS gets to tighten the screws. One quick call to Advanced Tax Solutions, that could be the start of a quick resolution. So take control of your tax situation before the IRS does. Reach out to Advanced Tax Solutions today and breathe again.
Women go through many changes in their lives. And we believe each milestone matters. That every new candle represents another step in your story. Our healthcare experts support women at every stage of life. Because each chapter deserves to be celebrated. Women's health. Nurture what's next. Find care near you at mountain.commonspirit.org. Common Spirit Health. Human kindness lives here.
Are you worrying about those upcoming credit card bills after the holidays? If you're a homeowner, there's no better time than now to call American Financing and wipe out that debt, eliminate the stress, and set yourself up for a strong 2026. The Fed dropped rates for the 4th time in December. American Financing can help you access that equity in your home at an interest rate in the low 5s. You heard that right, in the low 5s. That is a much lower rate than the average 20% or more credit card rate. American Financing is saving their customers an average of $800 a month. That's like a $10,000 raise to start the new year. There are no upfront fees and no obligation to see how much you can save. And they are closing some in as fast as 10 days and even delaying 2 mortgage payments. American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans. Call them today at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org. APR for rates in the 5 start at 6.196% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
I'm Rob Wilhite. A car accident can change everything in a moment. For almost 50 years, my firm has gone up against insurers and won over $1 billion for our clients. If you were hit, don't wait. Evidence fades, witnesses disappear, and the insurance companies know that. We move fast, you should too. Call 303-GOOD-LAW or go to willheitwins.com. That's 303-GOOD-LAW or willheitwins.com. We're here for Coloradans when it matters most. The Wilhite Law Firm, Colorado Strong. willheitwins.com.
Tom's Garage Doors. Tom's Garage Doors. When it comes to garage doors, no one knows more.
I started my first business at 12 years old, mowing lawns for about $5 a yard. I thought I was crushing it. Until my buddy down the street undercut me by $2. But he didn't just cut the price. He cut corners too. That's when I learned if you do the job right, people trust you and integrity beats profit. People care more about how you show up. And from repairs to upgrades, we show up, we crush it, and we stand behind every job. We only use the best parts, and the spring's guaranteed to last a lifetime. Because when you care about the people you serve, you work harder and it shows. From repairs to upgrades, call Don's Garage Doors today or schedule online at Don'sGarageDoors.com. And yeah, we still beat the other guy.
Don's Garage Doors, Don's Garage Doors. When it comes to garage doors, no one knows more.
Shop the President's Day Super Sale at Furniture Row. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Check out special purchases while they last. Get 60 months no interest financing. FurnitureRow.com.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, how would we react if the Broncos did what ESPN's latest mock draft has them doing? All right, and this puppy comes courtesy of Matt Miller, who is one of their foremost draft experts, and I know he works hard at it, clearly, if you read some of his work. So take him seriously. But not to say that we should take the mock drafts seriously. Like, you take the person seriously and the work that they put in on the individual players, but this
Respect
is
the work.
The farthest thing from gospel.
I mean, who had on their bingo card that the Denver Broncos were going to pick up Jahdae Barron in the first round?
I did not see a single mock having that happen.
You know, we all think we know what's best for the Denver Broncos. And I guarantee Sean and George, the Paytons over there, they're smiling, laughing at us, saying, look at these goofballs. Like, they don't even know what we're getting ready to do here.
Yep.
We're going to shake things up with the crystal. Jahdae Barron, get out there.
Yeah. Let's take that crystal and put it in the cupboard for the whole year. Let's not put it out on the table for
We're going to bring the blender
out. Oh, my gosh. All right, so ESPN's Matt Miller has the Denver Broncos with the 30th overall pick taking Texas Longhorn linebacker Anthony Hill. All right, and this is what he says about the pick. Broncos fans have been begging for more explosive linebackers, and Hill might be the most impressive mover at the position in this draft class. He also brings the added bonus of being a reliable pass rusher, indicate that he could have a future on the edge, but he doesn't have full-time defensive end size at 6'3", 248. The Broncos have found success with smaller rushers like Nick Benito and could use Hill in a stack role when letting him be a sub-package rusher to frustrate offenses, end quote. I don't want to get too bogged down with like the actual player Anthony Hill, but more positionally, would you be open, or what would your reaction be to the Broncos drafting an off-ball linebacker in the first round?
Look, the linebacker position is a hard position to fill, especially with younger players, because just like tight ends, it takes time for them to grow into it. Whether it's like understanding the plays, the schemes, you're going up against some of the best offensive linemen in the league, you running backs you have to tackle, then you have to sit there and guard tight ends / running backs out of the backfield, right? So it's hard for these linebackers who you want to be like 245, 6 foot 6'2", but you want them to cover these tight ends and running backs like they're cornerbacks. So you have to find that right flavor when it comes to a linebacker. With that being said, keep a strength to strength, right? If you're going to go in the draft and you're going to draft a linebacker, I am not going to be mad. Alex Singleton, all right, we don't know if we're bringing him back. Justin Sternad, I heard he wants a multi-year deal somewhere where he has a little bit more stability. It's probably not going to be here in Denver. So you're going to have to fill that void. So if you can get a linebacker, and we're talking about Anthony Hill, and I know you're like, hey, let's not get bogged down with the guy, but a guy that's versatile where he can come off the line of scrimmage as a pass rusher, but also can guard these tight ends and running backs. That's what you're looking for, and have the speed to run sideline to sideline. And just like Luka Evans tried to teach Sean, have a linebacker that can get downhill, right? Oh, Anthony Hill, I've watched this film. He can get downhill. He's aggressive, maybe too overly aggressive at times, but that's a young player for you. So I'm not going to have too much pushback if the Denver Broncos decide in the late first round that they're going to draft a linebacker because we're going to have to fill that void anyway?
Well,
like, what do you know about attacking downhill in the run game? You don't know. All right, that's right.
All right, that's right.
Damn, Sean.
All right, that's right.
Well, Anthony Hill, he attacks downhill.
Oh my gosh. Hook 'em. All right,
What you think, man? Linebacker.
You know what? You want to know what? Like,
it's not sexy.
no, and I would say just based on positional value, this is not something that I'd be banging the table for, but that's not to say that it can't be a meaningful add to this defense. And if this guy is, Danny Trevathan, another guy that the Super Bowl 50 defense lost because he went not great inside linebacker play, and that's kind of how I would describe it.
See, you got to be banging the table. Dre Greenlaw, you can't count on him right now. The man can't stay healthy. And like I just said, you have your other two linebackers that are out the door. Somebody's going to have to fill that void. Now, I understand the free agency. You could go get a vet, and I'd rather have a vet at that position and spend the draft picks on weapons for Bo Nix in the offense because it's a sexier thing to talk about.
Well, it's not just sexier. They need more playmakers offensively.
But would you rather have younger playmakers that you don't know too much about? Or would you rather them fill up on those playmakers offensively with the free agency and the money that they just got from the Russell Wilson thing? The dead cap is gone.
Yeah.
You have room to go out there and get one of those diamonds. I'm going to say diamond in the rough, the diamonds that have a proven track record that they can come here and make plays. Maybe a trade. Like, offensively, we need that firepower that it's a sure thing almost.
Yeah. I just, historically, and this may be different because this roster is really top tier, so it doesn't need some sort of overhaul. But when I think of, like, first-round picks, I prefer the positional value to be, offensive tackle, defensive tackle, cornerback. Obviously, this is all if you don't have a quarterback, but cornerback, edge rusher. But the Broncos have good play at tackle. They have corners, all right? They have good defensive tackles.
But they don't have a defensive tackle if they don't pay John Franklin Myers.
Yeah, well, what about Malcolm Roach?
Malcolm Roach is a great role player, but I'm not expecting him to just go in there and now, hey, you're the starter. I think he does well with the amount of reps he gets, and he can come in there. He brings a little bit of juice. He's going to do his part with the minimum reps he gets, but you need a bona fide starter because you don't want to lose your depth and have your depth playing that starting position like the Nuggets have been having to do.
You do not have to twist my arm about D-tackle. It would almost be my preference.
Love the trenches.
To be totally honest with you, it would almost be my preference to go defensive tackle in the first round. Just off-ball linebacker is like, ugh. Like, look, if you find a true dude,
yes.
Look, if you find a true dude at any position, you hit on the pick, right? But I've always sort of viewed off-ball linebackers as kind of like the running back position of the defense, right? Dime a dozen. So
I knew you were going to say not good. We can find him anywhere.
But which clearly isn't true because the Broncos have been looking for a running back for a few years now and still can't truly wrap their arms around it.
You got to get to a 1,000-yard rusher. Somebody might want to kiss my butt.
Well, look, I'd be open to it in a way that historically I wouldn't be because this roster is in a really good spot. But this offense needs help.
I get it. You want to go for the 10. Not all of us look as good as you, Z. Sometimes we have to settle with a 5. Those are the good ones.
Tight end. Give me a tight end.
I would love a tight end. All
right. In the second round, they have the Denver Broncos going wide receiver. All right. They have them going wide out with the 62nd overall pick. Louisville wide receiver Chris Bell. He says, this is ESPN's Matt Miller, quote, a late season ACL tear will push Bell down draft boards, but he's a potential steal for a team that can be patient with his rehab. Bell is a big run-after-catch threat, and his size at 6'2", 220 is what Broncos coach Sean Payton covets from his wideouts. What do you make of this selection going with a wideout in the second round? And with this particular player, there's a late season ACL that you would just bake in a slow start to his career.
And look, we're looking for weapons right now. No doubt about that receiver coming in with someone like Bo Lowry in the stuff that they have over there at the facility. They can get this young man up and running. But I want a guy that's already ready to go. Right? He's healthy. If you were going with a receiver, cool. But here's the thing. You have a guy like Marvin Mims that you have not unlocked yet. Let's start with that. Pat Bryant, if he can stay healthy. Now, he has to stay healthy. Let's unlock him, too. Give him more opportunities. Now, I'm not saying that we should not go and get a receiver. Let's maybe look at the receiver room and say, let's add another vet. Not another young buck that you don't know about. Let's add a vet that we know that he can just be added to the recipe and be explosive. That's what we're looking for. We're so close to a Super Bowl. All right, and we only have a certain amount of time with Bo Nix's contract still on a rookie deal. So let's go and get these older guys that can help us right away and still develop someone like Pat Bryant. And also, I said earlier, Marvin Mims, let's get him more involved. He was really good in the playoffs, right? 8 receptions, 93 yards, a touchdown. Let's do that again, huh?
I want to circle back and talk about Mims tomorrow because that needs to be a dedicated conversation. But in terms of who Matt Miller had the Broncos drafting there in the second round, Chris Bell, the wide receiver from Louisville, I'll just say this. That dude can go. That dude can go.
So you love that?
I watched him against Miami on a Friday night with a cocktail in my hand and a bet slip in the other. I watched him go crazy on a team. They had a really good defense. Who was it? Miami. It was Miami-Louisville on a Friday night, and I watched it just for $136 on the Hurricanes defense.
All I have to
he
say
can
is
play.
this, man. You pick and choose a la carte. The injury.
No, I know.
It
would. I'm just saying. I didn't say draft him. I just say like that. A healthy Chris Bell from Louisville. He can play. He can play.
He can get going, huh?
Is he worth a second round pick? I don't know.
Because of the injury.
Yeah, and you say pick a la carte. Your guy that I gave pushback had 2 ACLs. That's different than one. You can't 2 ACLs. That's different. We're talking about Michael Penix Jr.
Where's JJ at?
All right, he's nursing something too. All right. Yesterday we diagnosed what happened in first round pick Jahdae Barron's rookie season. Today we shine a spotlight on the second round pick and the mixed bag that was RJ Harvey's first year. That's next.
Jamal Murray is an all-star. For the first time in his 9-year career, the Nuggets guard has been named a Western Conference Reserve for the 2026 All-Star Game. Will the Blue Arrow continue his career best season all the way to the playoffs? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey guys, it's Mark Schlereth. I just made one of the best decisions of my life. I got rid of my glasses. I went to Cutarelli Vision and had refractive lens exchange, RLE. I wore glasses for distance vision, but I got to that inevitable point in life where I was always needing those reading glasses just to do about anything, and half the time I couldn't find them. Seeing menus, texting, reading my computer, or studying film, it was a struggle. But now I see the world perfectly, near and far, without any glasses, thanks to Cutarelli Vision RLE, the perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top. You'll never develop a cataract. Dr. Cutarelli is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures. You can trust him to know if it's the right time for you and RLE. Schedule your free Zoom consultation at coloradorle.com. Cutarelli Vision, RLE, no readers, glasses, or contacts, or cataracts. coloradorle.com.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, 2-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer.
This February, save 25% off all primetime functional trainers, home gyms, and racks. Work out on your schedule on the equipment you choose from the safety and comfort of your own home. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins.
I wish I'd gotten treated for my erectile dysfunction sooner. Men, I hear this all the time from our patients. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if ED is a problem in your life, resolve to get it treated today and stop having it affect you and the one you love. ED is simply a medical condition, and it's fully treatable. And at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. Which means if you're like most guys, your ED will be a thing of the past. In fact, you could be having great sex within a day or two of your first appointment, and you'll likely find you're performing like you haven't in a long time. It's the new year. Resolve to get your ED treated and change your life. Call us at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Hey guys, Cecil Lammy here. You probably noticed your heat kicking on way more than it should. I get it. It's frustrating. I live in Roxborough. That wind blows all the time. But the real culprit might surprise you. When the insulation in your window fails, all that warm air you're paying for slips right out and the cold sneaks right in. That's why you need my friends, WindowNation.com. It's WindowNation.com. They got their buy 4 windows, get 4 free sale happening now. Also ask them how you could snag a pair of Icon Pass 2-day sessions. Stop letting your windows drain your comfort and your wallet. Schedule your quote today at WindowNation.com.
When the new year hits, every business could use a little something to stay ahead. A lift, a jump start, an edge, or perhaps a boost. Like the all-new 5-year business boost from Comcast Business. It's the certainty of a price lock for 5 years on qualifying internet bundles. Plus, you'll have the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment, so your whole team can stay connected at a great rate. And to sweeten the deal, ask about a $500 prepaid card when you add 2 lines of mobile. It's the boost your business deserves. So sign up for the 5-year business boost and get a 5-year price lock on ultra-reliable Wi-Fi. Plus, ask about a $500 prepaid card. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 3/22/26. New customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge excluding taxes and fees. Best Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
This Valentine's, I want to make it really special. Kick it up a notch and tell her exactly how much I love her.
At Williams Jewelers, we've created our one-stop Valentine's package that makes telling your true love exactly how you feel. I'm Steve Williams.
And I'm Bruce Williams. You see, we're one of Colorado's largest fine jewelers with the designer brands she knows and loves, like Tacori and Hearts on Fire.
Thousands of quality, iconic, and yes, affordable pieces you won't find in any other store, starting at under $300.
And now, through Valentine's Day, with every purchase of $250 or more, you get a fresh cut rose and a bottle of wine as our gift.
Guys, it's one-stop shopping.
This year, more than ever, Williams Jewelers in Cherry Creek North.
And Williams Jewelers in Inglewood at Bellevue and Broadway.
We're Denver's first family of fine jewelers.
And your one-stop Valentine's store.
Williams Jewelers, we can make diamonds a part of your life.
Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
One iced coffee?
$1, please.
For real? No way. One iced coffee?
$1, please.
For real? No way. What a deal.
Your new morning groove. Iced coffee from McDonald's, any size for just $1 until 11 a.m. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Brandon Stokely here for Colorado's hometown HVAC team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Is your heating system struggling to perform and need to be traded? It has never been easier to get a quote for a new heating system. Rocks Heating and Air offers a free online heating and cooling quoting system so that you can quickly and accurately get pricing on a new system. Only at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Stay up to date on the Broncos and the latest news from around the league with our NFL insider James Palmer, exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Mondays on The Rundown with Richie Carney, Tuesday afternoons on The Drive, and Friday mornings on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, all season long. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
As we roll along here on The Drive,
Appreciate you guys rocking with us here on a Tuesday. Yesterday, we diagnosed what happened in first-round pick Jahdae Barron's rookie season. And today, we shine a spotlight on the second-round pick and the mixed bag that was R.J. Harvey's first year in the NFL. Before we do that, we got our big screen here in the studio, and seeing all these stars showing up for the Pro Bowl games. Will you watch a second of this?
No, I'm not going to watch a second of these guys running around with flags on, doing some games. I mean, it's good for kids, but it's interesting that they're having it on right now when everybody's at work, or maybe kids have basketball practice, soccer.
Yeah, and so, I mean, Dante, are you going to watch any of the Pro Bowl? No. So here's the thing. Here's what I wanted to say is, like, I'm not either. I do not, and this I'm being literal. I do not know another adult that will watch this. I literally don't know a human that is an adult.
Somebody will.
That will. I know people will. I just personally do not know them. I can't think of one person in my life that will watch this tonight.
I mean, like, what are you getting out of it? Other than, I guess, if you just want to enjoy grown men playing like kids, like, what are you getting out of it?
I don't know. I mean,
you're gonna bet? You can't bet on it.
I think you can bet the flag football game. I want to say you can. Dante, can you look into that?
You're gonna bet it?
I think you can, because I thought about taking the over last year, and it was an insane score. But the field is 40 yards. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's little.
It's just a little field. It's only like a second cousin of the game of football. It's not even a immediate relative. So
I don't think you can bet on it.
No, you can't bet on it?
At least I'm not finding it very easily, so it's
Okay.
either buried in here or it's not on there at all. I will say some of the side games are kind of fun. Like, I saw like a clip on Twitter today of it was the longest drive competition, and they took like the combined length of 2 drives for 2 different players.
With a golf club?
Yeah, it was like on a golf simulator.
Oh, okay.
So like that was kind of fun, but I'm not going to go out of my way to watch it on like cable TV. Maybe if it comes across my Twitter timeline, it's a minute or two.
Yeah, it's like a clip.
Yeah, like a viral clip, or I say viral loosely, but yeah. All right, we'll see. We'll see. It does. Today's a Pro Bowl. It looks nothing like the past, but it does. Anytime the Pro Bowl comes around, it reminds me of one of my favorite pieces of audio ever. And it's just related to the Pro Bowl, but it's one of my favorite pieces of audio ever. It's Peyton Manning. Who was the kicker? It was Vanderjack. What was his first name? Was it Mike Vanderjack? Yeah, Mike Vanderjack. And Peyton Manning is being asked about things that Mike Vanderjack said about his love for football, and this is what happened.
There was an article, a story, Mike Vanderjack and your team made some comments questioning maybe your passion and and the personality that you and Tony Dungy has to being winners.
Yeah, that's hard to believe, Len. Here we are. I'm out of my 3rd Pro Bowl. I'm about to go in and throw a touchdown to Jerry Rice. We're honoring the Hall of Fame. We're talking about our idiot kicker who got liquored up and ran his mouth off. So, hey, Al, Dan, what has the sports world come to? We're talking about idiot kickers. He has ruined kickers for life. Akers and Vinatieri, these guys are great guys. They've been getting killed all week because our idiot ran his mouth. So when I get home, I'll deal with it. Tony and I talked about it. It's kind of funny, really, when you think about it. Get in. If he is still a teammate, we'll deal with it. That remains to be seen. But the sad thing is, Lynn, he's a good kicker. He's a good kicker, but he's an idiot.
That is so good.
He said liquored up kicker.
That is so good.
The kickers love their liquor now.
And it's crazy because, like, Peyton, like, when this happened, he's got, like, and this is back when they had even bigger shoulder pads. He's got, like, big shoulder pads on, and you hear him in the middle of that. He's like, get in. He's talking about a touchdown for the AFC. And it's just, it's
Sean Taylor, and we all remember that name. You see, he decapitated the kicker, was it?
Brian Moorman, the Buffalo punter. Yes, I mean, tried to end him.
Like, they're just not doing that anymore. And I understand, like, for a lot of these players with these non-guaranteed contracts, it's like, dude, if you get hurt in this, it's messing your chances to get paid.
Yeah.
But also, they could do a lot more with the games that's being played right now than flag football. And if that's the case and they don't want to do it anymore, stop playing the games. Just announce the Pro Bowlers and move on.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Yesterday, we diagnosed what happened in Jahdae Barron's rookie year and really what didn't happen. We're going through the draft class this week. All right. We did first round yesterday. We'll do second round today. We'll talk about Pat Bryant tomorrow, and then we'll finish up the draft class with the final 4 players on Thursday and then Friday. But RJ Harvey's rookie year, what grade would you give the 60th overall pick in the NFL draft? We'll do exactly that next.
Will playing without Nikola Jokic end up being a blessing in disguise for the Nuggets?
During the course of the time that he was out, a lot of guys had to step up. Guys got expanded chances to play. Their roles changed, and a lot of guys really made the most of it, led by Peyton Watson.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or play. Stop, opt out. Terms and conditions apply to the earnings promotion.
Do you have caregiving experience as a parent, teacher, nanny, coach, or in another similar role? Hop Skip Drive is looking for experienced caregivers who want to help students in their community by driving them to and from school. Earn up to $50 per ride with Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion, all while helping your community. If you have your own vehicle that is no more than 10 years old, a clean driving record, and at least 5 years of caregiving experience, you could become a Hop Skip Drive care driver. Just text ROAD to 323232 to get started right now. Hop Skip Drive gives you the flexibility to set your own schedule and earn competitive pay. It's simple. Drive in your free time and make a real difference for students right in your neighborhood. Don't wait. Text ROAD to 323232 right now. Text ROAD to 323232 and start earning up to $50 per ride during Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion period. That's ROAD to 323232. Text ROAD to 323232 now.
This year's tax changes. Better not get caught snoozing. Miss one deduction, lose thousands. Not amusing.
Big tax changes can mean bigger refunds at Jackson Hewitt. And right now, get $100 just to try us.
Don't worry, tax filers. If money is tight, get $100 from Jackson Hewitt, so you'll sleep better at night.
Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, it's Zach By here. Protect your home with 5280 Exteriors and their James Hardy siding, Timber Tech decking, and Pella Impervia fiberglass windows. They also offer 60 months, no interest financing. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Dan Jacobs with 303 Law 4040 and Jacobs Law with another cool story to share. James called 303 Law 4040, and he's like a lot of our clients, not looking to get rich, but he just didn't want to get stuck with a bunch of medical bills. So we met with James like we do all of our 303 Law 4040 clients in person, and it's a good thing we did because we noticed James did not look so good. We sent him to the hospital to get checked out, and they did wind up admitting him. In the end, we got him feeling better and $125,000. He was over the moon. He came into the office to pick up his check and rang that victory bell. And the really cool part is James surprised us with a check of his own, a donation so we could keep the best free meal in Denver coming each and every first and third Thursday. If you've been injured, you may be like James, not looking to get rich, but not sure what to do. That's why we're here to help. Just give us a call at 303 Law 4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. That's 303 Law 4040.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon.
Hello?
You won't believe where I am.
Are you running?
Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing.
Mom, how do you feel?
I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture, and then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Meet Matthew Preston. Inside his apartment, everything he holds dear is protected by Progressive's renter's insurance, like his laptop and a surprisingly valuable collection of baseball bobbleheads. Outside his apartment, his laptop is still protected, as are his bobbleheads, which he carries around with him for reasons no one knows. Renters, the limits of protection aren't just the 4 walls of your home. When you're in Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, during our President's Day sale, take 50% off our limited edition bed. Shop now for a limited time. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
Brenda Stokely from my friends at Roller Auction, leader in Colorado auctions for over 40 years. They conduct over 150 auctions every year, selling tens of thousands of items at the price you set. Auctions are held regularly for Colorado government agencies, and they always have big-ticket items at great prices. That's why I love Roller Auction. And almost all bidding is conducted online in real time, and it's open to the public. Anyone can participate. Check back regularly. New auctions are added weekly. Be the first to know about new auctions available for bidding when you sign up for email notifications. Go to rollerauction.com/thefan.
If you're considering sedation dentistry and want to learn more about it, Clarkson Dental can help. When it comes to your health, you want to make sure you know all the details. The highly trained professionals at Clarkson Dental have your answers. Learn more at coloradosedation.com.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, let's talk about R.J. Harvey's rookie season. 540 rushing yards. That's 32 yards a game. 356 receiving yards. That's 21 yards per game. Put those together, that's 896 all-purpose yards. Also, 12 touchdowns. That is a whopping number. That is also third most by a Mike Anderson. What kind of year was it, Phil, for R.J. Harvey, the 60th overall pick out of Central Florida?
The type of year with R.J. Harvey, it was a mix, right? Some big-time moments, and then there was times where it's like, where's R.J. Harvey at? Now, I do understand that R.J. Harvey didn't start the year off starting as the starting running back, but he got his opportunity week 10 when J.K. Dobbins went down. Now, with that, R.J. Harvey was able to make a couple big-time moments, but not enough big-time moments for me to sit here and say, wow, he just had an amazing rookie year. Now, I didn't think anything of R.J. Harvey coming out of the draft. I didn't think that Sean Payton and George Payton were going to choose to draft R.J. Harvey in the second round. I thought they were going for someone like Trevion Henderson or Amarion Hampton. You know, those are my two guys, but I'm not the one doing the draft work. Sean and George are. They thought that R.J. Harvey fit the mold of what they're looking for. A versatile running back that can catch out of the backfield, that can run in between the tackles, but also take some toss plays to the house. We were able to see some of that, right? R.J. Harvey was able to catch out of the backfield, make a couple guys miss. R.J. Harvey was able to get to the outside and have a couple explosive plays. Running in between the tackles, he had the big run against the Green Bay Packers.
He did.
Which was his best run of the year. With that being said, I don't believe R.J. Harvey was consistent enough for me to sit here and say he had a great rookie year. He had a solid one.
Solid.
He did some really good stuff, all-purpose yards. But you should, when you start to become the starting running back, and Bo Nix get you involved in the pass game. I want to see more from R.J. Harvey next year. So my grade that I would hand him in his rookie year, and look, he's a rookie. It's your first year. You can get better.
Yeah, but there's even context to that statement.
There is. But what I would give him his rookie year as a second-round draft pick is a C minus. He's getting a C minus.
C minus. You just said it was a solid rookie year.
It's a solid rookie year. But you have running backs in the 5th, 6th, 7th round. They're able to have 1,000-yard years and be explosive. You have running backs that are undrafted that can come in right away, that have to fight their way to the top. Not a second-round draft pick, but fight their way to the top and still be more explosive than R.J. Harvey was on a daily basis. I want to feel R.J. Harvey more. When you see someone like a real true running back one in the league, let's say Christian McCaffrey, let's say James Cook, you feel them, and you're nervous every time they touch the ball, what they can do to a defense. R.J. Harvey, I didn't get that feeling. He ran hard, but you should. You're an NFL running back. You had those moments, but not enough of them. I want to see more consistency. I want to see more explosiveness. You have a good quarterback, a franchise quarterback. You have an offensive line that's top in the league, and they're getting paid like that. I should see, even though he's a rookie, when it matters the most. And once J.K. Dobbins got hurt, that wasn't the case. The run game went out the window with J.K. Dobbins. That shouldn't be the case with a second-round draft pick running back.
Well,
C minus.
It can't be C minus and solid, though.
It's solid.
C minus is one step from a D.
C minus is passing.
Yeah,
C-minus,
that's true.
You know,
that's true.
I bring home a C minus. Hey, Mama, I know you're not happy, but damn, I'm passing.
Well, look, I agree.
Would you get him?
I agree with a lot of what you said, obviously. Okay, and we didn't feel R.J. Harvey, and it doesn't have like that statement doesn't have an exact definition. But we were talking about it earlier, like that old court case from the 1960s where the Supreme Court justice is trying to figure out whether this French film had pornography in it. And he said, I don't know the definition of it, but I know it when I see it.
Yes.
Like, we started to know that R.J. Harvey was not a starting caliber running back by midway through the year.
And he was getting opportunities.
He was.
He was the starting running back.
He was. And I know that there's someone out there, and I almost jumped in there when you sort of alluded to it. You didn't say it, but you alluded to it.
What happened?
That, like, well, he's a rookie and, he'll obviously get better. I'm not saying that's not true. You do hope that R.J. Harvey gets better. But at that position uniquely, earlier than other positions. And that's Sean's words, in addition to mine. And I had been...
The game was slowed down for him.
Sure.
Vision-wise, if you either have vision or you don't. That's what's unique about J.K. Dobbins is he can see a play before it develops.
He really can.
And so, that's a superpower. Now, R.J. Harvey, once the game slows down, he sets up his blocks, does the, slow to fast through. He'll be a better running back. But a true running back one in the league where everybody does feel you and you're explosive and you're consistent, I don't see that from R.J. Harvey. Now, he can hear this and be mad all he wants, or he can go to work and prove us all wrong. But if R.J. Harvey wants to be looked at and respected like a running back one, he's going to have to do more. And somebody out there may be saying, well, he's going to develop. Well, why does he get the chance to develop? And there's running backs out there that just have to hit the scene running. And if they're not good enough, they're out the door.
Yep.
He's a second-round draft pick. I'm expecting him to be a better running back in this league. That's why they drafted him, Sean and George, in the second round, because he's bringing something to the table that some of these other running backs that were drafted in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th round and undrafted could not do.
Well, look, I'm not going to give you too much pushback. I'm also not going to give him a C minus. There's a lot of touchdowns.
It is. There's context to it.
There is context to it. There's no doubt. There's a lot of context to it. R.J. Harvey, when the Broncos got close to the goal line, R.J. Harvey, and this is going to come across the wrong way, but I'm just going to say it anyway. He's kind of like Sean's teacher's pet. He's the favorite child, and Dobbins would get him down there, and then Harvey would finish the job and get credit for the touchdown.
And that's an RB code right there. If you're the running back that gets everybody down there, let's say you have an explosive run, and then you have another chunk play, you deserve to have a crack at that end zone. Now, of course, organizations, they're going to make business decisions whether they don't want a running back to get a bunch of touchdowns to use against them during the contract talk, or they have a young rookie running back like RJ and they want to prop him up. So now he's getting the first crack at a 1-yard touchdown or the creative plays. If you go back and we all had a shot and we were in the bar with J.K. Dobbins and we asked how he felt about it, he would feel some type of way.
Agreed.
My man was putting in work. had almost 800 yards. The touchdowns were not there. Not because of him. We know that he can fall forward and get a 1-yard touchdown. But because Sean Payton had in his head that he was going to let his rookie running back kind of gradually get involved in the game plan. And how do you do that? By scoring your touchdowns. I'm just saying, man.
Yeah, and I went back and looked at his game log and went through every touchdown that he scored rushing. And 5 of the 7 rushing touchdowns are inside of 5 yards.
There you go.
All right. He had multiple 1-yard touchdown runs. He's got a 3-yard touchdown run. He had a 4-yard touchdown run. So there is definitely context. There's no doubt about it. But at the same time, he also had 7 receiving touchdowns. And 12 touchdowns is just a lot. And so you're right around 900 yards from scrimmage with 12 touchdowns. I don't think he's a starting running back. I don't think you think he's a starting running back. Yeah. But he is a good player.
He is.
And it's so much of this is about the context of where he was drafted. And I know you mentioned it, but if R.J. Harvey did exactly what he did with no differences at all, and he was a 5th-round pick instead of a 2nd-round pick, your grade might be an A. And I'm thinking of Devon Vele. You know, he wasn't God's gift to the position, but he was damn good as a 7th-round player.
Solid, very consistent.
And so, like, if we were grading Devon Vele, and I'm sure we did this segment, I'm sure he got an A. But if he was a 1st-round pick and did the exact things that Vele did in his rookie season, it might be a C. It might be a C- like you're giving him here.
Expectations, right? You're a 1st or 2nd-round draft pick. There's a reason why you're drafted. There's a reason why they're giving you that money. You got to go out there and earn it and show us. And for me, R.J. Harvey had opportunities. Week 10, J.K. went down. It was the R.J. Harvey show. He did not do enough. All right, he did not do enough for me to sit here and give him an A, a B-, a C- between him and him. He's getting the opportunities. He's going to get the 1-yard touchdowns, and he has a damn good offensive line that he's running behind.
Yeah. I question the vision. Even Jaleel, when he was activated, was seeing it better than Harvey.
Yeah.
And so Harvey's a weapon, but he's not a starting running back. And the Broncos need to proceed accordingly because, and I think that they will, but there is a twinge of almost like fear of, man, Sean and his projections for Harvey. You know, he told us, like, he's a runner. He's a down to down runner. He's, quote, built to last. And he said all this stuff. You have to acknowledge what the film says. And Sean has forgotten more football than I will ever know. But I also know what I know. And R.J. Harvey does not strike me as a starting running back. And Sean's own words was, when evaluating the running back position, you know pretty quick. This is not tight end. This is not tackle. You know, so
good role player. He's going to make his yards. He's going to score the touchdowns. We need R.J. Harvey there. But you also need a 1A running back to complement R.J. Harvey. That's why J.K. Dobbins and R.J. Harvey, they complemented each other well. Well, you need to go out there. If it's not J.K., it's going to have to be another running back that you can rely on, lean on as that bell cow back, and let R.J. Harvey do what he has been doing in the past before he became the starter. It's catching out of the backfield, certain runs for him, and now you can have a great balanced rushing attack that way.
Yep. My grade, I'll give him a B.
Look at you.
I'll give him a B.
That's hey.
I'm going to give him a B. 12 touch. Look, I know.
Yeah,
we see it a little bit differently. I'm going to give him a B. You got him as a C-. Okay. I am really close to pulling a fire alarm in Denver sports. And I think you should be too after you hear the information that you will be repeating to friends. We'll get to that. Also, history tells us that regression could be headed the Broncos' way in 2026. We'll tell you why and how they can avoid it. We'll get to all of that as we are on the doorstep of 40 consecutive minutes of commercial-free sports talk. Next.
The champ! Are you ready? Do you consider yourself a super fan? Well, now's your chance to prove it. It's Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan Super Fan Send-Off, presented by 303 Law 4040, sending you to Las Vegas for the biggest pro wrestling event in the world. A pair of 2-night event tickets, airfare, and hotel all included, plus a $500 Visa card. So get in the ring and enter now at denversports.com/superfan. That's denversports.com/superfan.
Fellas, if you've been dragging through your days, tired, gaining weight, losing motivation in the gym, not sleeping well, or just feeling off about yourself, you might be dealing with low testosterone, and it's more common than you think. Starting in your early 30s, men lose 2 to 3% of their testosterone every year. It sneaks up on you fast, and then all of a sudden, suddenly, you're not the same guy you used to be. Low T can cause low libido, poor sleep, afternoon crashes, brain fog, and even feeling sadness or depression. But you don't have to live that way. What you need to do is go see my guys at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic because they're experts in treating men's sexual health and low T treatments as well. They've successfully treated tens of thousands of men that are dealing with the same things you are across Colorado. And now they're helping men even go further with targeted body composition programs, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, PAD, and more. All designed to boost metabolism, improve recovery, increase energy, and accelerate fat loss. Most men who start the treatments notice changes within weeks. Higher energy levels, better workouts, clearer focus, waking up refreshed, and that sex drive we all deserve to have will be significantly enhanced as well. All I need you to do is go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com and take the simple 10-question low T quiz. Then what you're going to do is schedule a consult. They're going to draw your blood and review your results with you in 30 minutes. The appointment is just $99. And if you begin treatments on the day of your appointment, the visit is absolutely free, gentlemen. So don't wait any longer. There's 5 locations out there to serve you. Give them a call today at 720-440-7900 or visit RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. That's RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Hey, Mom. It's me. Oh my gosh, you'll never believe what I just opened for Valentine's Day. A sapphire ring from Hellsberg. Just like the one I lost years ago. Remember how excited I was when you gave it to me? I cannot believe you remembered that story. I guess you were right. I really found the one.
This Valentine's Day, create a moment that means something with up to 40% off gifts at Hellsberg. Shop in store or at Hellsberg.com.
Between groceries, travel, and higher prices, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, especially if you're already relying on credit cards to cover the basics. If that debt is piling up, you're not alone. If you're a homeowner, you might have considered reaching out to American Financing, but hesitated because you don't want to give up your low mortgage rate. That's why American Financing created the Smart Equity Loan, a simple, smart way to get your finances back on track without giving up your low mortgage rate. Unlike a HELOC, which can fluctuate with the market, the Smart Equity Loan offers a fixed rate, so you'll have one predictable monthly payment. It lets you use your home's equity to pay off high-interest debt, free up your cash flow, and still keep your existing mortgage intact. There are no upfront fees to find out how much you can save. Call 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Babe, your arms look amazing. Working out is paying off.
Thanks. I just wish my chest matched. No matter what I do, I'm frustrated with my man boobs.
Hey, don't beat yourself up. More than half of men have gynecomastia. It's gland tissue, not laziness. Same thing is happening to my friend Trisha's husband. He went to Dr. Cameron Dastery at Modern Surgical Arts of Denver.
For real? You get good results?
He got great results. Call him, honey.
Call today. They're offering complimentary consultations for the fan listeners. 303-470-3400 or at modernsurgicalarts.com.
Cecil Lammy here for SodaWeightLoss.com, and they changed my life so much. I know how to eat, what to eat, and when to eat thanks to SodaWeightLoss.com. I lost over 60 pounds a few years ago, and I'm never going back. Having my own nutritionist made all the results. A real person, so I could go with questions, concerns, and maybe just even sometimes just need some encouragement. Join Soda Weight Loss for a short time to have results that last a lifetime, just like me. Call them up at 1-866-800-SODA, SodaWeightLoss.com. Soda Weight Loss is, say it with me, state-of-the-art.
You know what it takes to win. The preparation, the game plan, the refusal to quit when things get hard. You bring that same mentality to your business every single day. But even the best teams need fans in the seats. At Denver Sports, we put your business in front of Denver's most passionate, loyal audience, on air, online, and on the big screen. You've got the drive, we've got the reach. Visit us online at DenverSports.com. Let's build your roster.
A family office is a team built to handle the 3 biggest financial responsibilities a family faces: wealth management, tax strategy, and estate planning. Most firms only manage your investments and refer the rest out, hoping everyone stays aligned. At Trajan, we built something different. Your wealth, tax planning, and estate planning are handled together inside one firm under one roof. There's no guessing whether your CPA, advisor, and estate attorney are truly in sync, because our team works together every day on your behalf. When your financial life becomes more complex, Your advice should become more coordinated, not more fragmented. One plan, one trusted team. Call Trajan today, 720-204-8100. That's 720-204-8100.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
Shop the President's Day Super Sale at Furniture Row. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Check out special purchases while they last. Get 60 months no interest financing. FurnitureRow.com.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3.
And nothing but time to get to it. All right. I want to talk about, I am ready to pull a fire alarm here in one department of Denver sports. We'll get to that. But first, I got to tell you, calling all wrestling super fans, we have your chance to go to Las Vegas for the biggest pro wrestling event in the world. It's the Superfan Send-Off presented by 303 Law 4040. Here's what you get. A pair of 2-night tickets to the event, all right? And it is a big event. Some would say the granddaddy of them all. Round-trip airfare for 2 from Denver to Las Vegas, 2 nights hotel stay, and a $500 Visa gift card. For more information and to enter, head to denversports.com/superfan. denversports.com/superfan. Okay, Phillip Lindsay. Mr. Phillip Lindsay.
What is going on? Why are we getting ready to hit the panic button?
Because I'm paying close attention. That's why.
All right.
I'm paying close attention. So we were, if you look at the Colorado Avalanche and look at their record on paper, but you're not like watching the games and you're not in the trenches with the team.
They're dominant. That's what it looks like. Straight dominance.
They're dominant. Very few weaknesses. Favored to win the Stanley Cup. McKinnon favored to win the Hart. I mean, they have so much going for them right now.
Life is good. We're going to have a parade here soon.
So last night we were at the Avs game, all right? And, you know, I'm not really interested in talking about the game. I mean, the summary was it sucked. I mean, it was terrible. It was the worst home game to be at of the year.
Yeah, it was not a great showing. There was too many Red Wing fans in general. And the first goal was scored in 30 seconds. And you and I were mingling, talking. We just got situated. So I'm thinking, oh, damn. The Avs just scored. Like, it's going to be a great night. You look there, and it's the Red Wings scoring, and it's just the fans from them, Detroit, going crazy.
Yeah.
So, you know, that wasn't a good showing either for Avs fans not being in the building or selling their tickets.
Yeah, it was Colorado's first shutout loss of the season. First since February of last year, so almost exactly a year, February 4th of last year. Today is the 3rd, so almost a year since the last time that happened, and it's the first regulation loss to the Red Wings since, get this, 2017. All right, so not great. This team is ready for the Olympic break.
Yeah.
They're just ready for it. Here's what I'm ready to pull the fire alarm on, though. And we have been talking about this for a year and a half. The Colorado Avalanche power play is not just bad. It's the worst in the NHL. But it's also not just the worst in the NHL. It is historically bad. Before we proceed with this conversation, we have to remember and have full understanding of what happened last year in the postseason against the Dallas Stars.
How could we forget? But if you want to go ahead and tell it again, I mean, go ahead, be my guest. But all I know is it was disastrous when it came to the power play.
That was the differentiating component within the series and why they lost. The Avs lost. It was such narrow margins in that series, and they lose in Game 7. But the Avs were 3 for 25 on the power play in that series. That was the deciding factor. I think the Avs were the better team last year. But when you are so inefficient and just flat out bad on the power play, that's the neutralizing factor. That's turnovers in football. That's the three-pointer in basketball.
Yeah.
It neutralizes whatever advantages you have, and the Avs have a lot of advantages. But what we're about to talk about has already burned the Avs and could have cost them a trip to the Stanley Cup a year ago or a parade. So we have to proceed with this conversation with the seriousness with last year in mind because we've already seen it happen. So couple things here. Couple things. Net power play percentage. I know you guys can handle this. It's not that hard, okay? It's a hockey stat that shows just how much a team is actually gaining from special teams, not just how often they score. And last week we talked about in basketball effective field goal percentage and that it's a more of a comprehensive stat. Yeah. So if I take a 3 and you take a 2, we both made a shot, but mine's worth more. That gets weighed into effective field goal percentage. If I get fouled at the basket shooting a layup and I go to the free throw line and I make 2 free throws, that doesn't count to my shooting percentage, but it does impact my effective field goal percentage. So it just takes more into account. So does net power play percentage. All right, this is really interesting and I need you guys to focus. It accounts for goals you score on the power play, but it also accounts for shorthanded goals that you give up while out on the power play. And it matters because a team can have a good power play percentage on paper, but if they're leaking shorthanded goals, their net power play percentage exposes that problem. We know that the Avs have given up 9 shorthanded goals.
That's insane to think.
This year, the most in the league.
9.
It's
9 of them.
It's unthinkable, Phil. So the Avs net power play, this is what you need to know because it's not just bad, it's historically bad. The Avalanche net power play in the last 10 years, there's been 344 teams play hockey in the last 10 years. The Avs net power play ranks 332nd out of 344. It is historically bad.
Not good.
And here's what else that I find fascinating in the worst kind of way. The Avalanche have 18 losses this season. You know what they are on the power play in those 18 losses?
Give it to me.
They are 4 for 52.
Please say that again.
In the 18 times that the Avs go into the locker room after losing a game, and even ones that they lose in overtime, but 18 losses, they are 4 for 52 on the power play in those games.
Z.
But here's the kicker. It's actually worse. It's actually worse. They've given up 4 shorthanded goals during those games. So from a net power play standpoint, their net power play is 0.
Because it cancels out.
Because the shorthanded goals actually cancel out the 4 for 52. When they score a power play goal this year, you can't make this up, guys. When the Avalanche score a power play goal, they are 16-0-4. This is a massive issue. Massive. And if you are burying your head in the sand on this one, or maybe haven't been paying close enough attention, if this doesn't change, they will get beat again in the postseason the same way that they did last year because of the same issue that somehow, after firing Ray Bennett and hiring Dave Haxtell to fix this, it's gotten worse.
Well, see, that's the thing right there. We're talking about change. You change special team coaches. It's not working out. It's getting worse. So you have to look at the players at some point. You have some of the best players in the world on that power play. It seems like you made the adjustment by going boxing 1 instead of going 1-3-1 that we talked about yesterday. It seems like that's not working. It has to be at some point on the players to do their part, to be more aggressive, shots on goal, to execute. For example, the first time that the Avs played the Red Wings, it was a power play moment, and Brock Nelson had a chance to score. He does not end up scoring that. You have to capitalize on that. Why? Because when you score at least one goal, like you just got done saying, they're 16-0-2. It was
16-0-4.
16-0-4. So what it's telling us is we need to score on a power play. Now, of course, we want 2 or 3 if you have 3 opportunities, but at least scoring one time changes that game for you. Why is that important? Because you know that something that's going to be done or is going to have to be done when you get in the postseason. When you're going up against, let's just say, the Dallas Stars.
Exactly.
You're going to have to execute on the power play. We know the penalty kill has been phenomenal for the Avs, but the power play unit has not. That has to change if we want to have a cup, if we want to have that parade. And it's something as simple as just doing the little things right, executing, being more aggressive, but that has to change.
I know this isn't a new conversation. We've been talking about it for a year and a half. But these numbers, guys, from a net power play standpoint, this is, I knew it was bad. I knew it was the worst in the NHL. I did not understand until the last 24 hours just how historically bad this power play is. It defies logic. It doesn't make sense. But they need to make it make sense. They need to crack this code, because you know who scores the most power play goals in the entire league this year, Phil?
Let me guess. The Stars.
Dallas.
Shocker.
They are converting 30% of their power play. The Avs are converting 15% of their power play. They're doubling them up. So for every power play goal that the Avs score, Dallas scores 2. It will get them beat in the postseason. It will. They need to figure out a way to unlock it. I don't know what the answer is. I'm not smart enough to know. But they need to figure it out, because it feels like it's just lurking there.
You know what it reminds me of? And you bring this up all the time, and you were right in something that's it's not hiding. It's something as simple as with the Denver Broncos, they didn't have a run game. When you need it the most in the playoffs, what we talk about, you have to have a run game, you have to have a tight end. Well, this year in the playoffs, you're 1 game away from the Super Bowl. You don't have a run game because of J.K. Dobbins, and you don't have a tight end because for some odd reason, Evan Ingram and Sean Payton are on the same page. Well, in hockey, you need that damn power play. You need the players to execute what's being shown or drawn up on the little play sheet. And that has to change if we're going to beat the Dallas Stars, because you know the Dallas Stars are in our way. We're going to have to see them first or second round. That's a fact. So something has to give.
They have to figure this out. And it's to the point. We have so much sample size and data now. I am deeply, deeply concerned. Despite all the wins and the historical start, this will be the neutralizing factor. They have to find a way to solve this equation. Okay, this is KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. We are coming with it, and we are coming for it. It's Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, and we are the Drive.
Woo!
Rolling downhill here on a Tuesday, hour number 4.
Put me in, Coach. I'll do the power play.
Oh my gosh, it's maddening. And honestly, they could have had another shorthanded goal last night.
Yes, we were sitting there watching like, here it goes.
Yep,
here it goes, 2-on-1, and then it didn't transpire like that. But man,
and by the way, actually being there and feeling the groans and the frustration of this smart fan base when they go on the man advantage. It's so bizarre. It is so bizarre.
You're holding your breath. Like, are we going to get one today? Is the power play going to be on today?
Think about it. You're holding your breath when you're playing with more players. It just defies logic. All right. We'll see one more game until the break, but this team needs a break.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mental break, physical break. They need everything.
All right. History tells us that regression could be headed the Broncos' way in 2026. I want to talk about why and how the team can avoid it. But before we do, another disclaimer, okay? Before we get into this, I am not telling you what's going to happen to the Denver Broncos, but I am passing along information of what happens to teams that had similar seasons to the Denver Broncos.
So what history's telling all of us. That's it.
Yep. And there's the old phrase, those who ignore history are damned to repeat it. All right, so I just want to be vigilant and aware of exact sequences from the past that look like the 2025 Denver Broncos. So I got three numbers to point to, okay? In 2025, the Broncos became just the 18th team in NFL history to win at least 9 games by 8 points or fewer. Only happened 17 other times before this year. They also matched the Vikings and the Chiefs for the most one-score wins in a single regular season in NFL history. 11 one-score wins. There's never been more, ever.
Magical season, man.
But here's what is interesting in the wrong kind of way for the Broncos' perspective. On average, teams that won at least 9 games by 8 points or fewer saw their win total drop by 3.5 games the next year. That rate has actually even been higher since 2016. 4 games dropped the very next year. Basically, it's like tells you teams more often than not that have seasons like the Denver Broncos, when you win by the skin of your teeth, it's mostly impossible to replicate stylistically those wins again.
So then I'm not good at math, but let's just say like this is true. So next year we were 14-3 this year. So next year we would be 10-7.
Yeah, judging by the 3.5 to 4 game drop off historically,
Maybe even 9-8. If it's not good for us. Now that's crazy, man. I mean, we should be taking steps in the right direction. I know that it's hard to win in this league, and I know it's not going to look the same. And every year you turn the puzzle pieces over and you go back at it. But I don't want to sit here and see Bo Nix develop and he's getting better. The defense kind of staying the same. Maybe they add a couple pieces, but you're getting your defensive coordinator back and you have your defense back and you have this offensive line back. You should still be able to win 11, 12 games, you would think, because of all the pieces coming back and you just being a more mature team and Bo Nix getting better every year. That's the thought process.
Totally. And that could absolutely happen. This is not a crystal ball. This is just looking back at NFL history. And so, yeah, we'll see if they can overcome this history. The second number that I think is interesting that I want to pass along is that the Broncos finished the season with the number 2 total defense behind only the Texans. In the last decade, teams that finish first or second in total defense dropped an average of 9 spots in the total defensive rankings the following season. It's actually been even worse in recent years as well. Since 2019, the average drop is 12 spots. So, again, by history over the last decade, you're talking about if the Broncos follow the same sequence on average, all right, and can't overcome it, you're talking about the Broncos defense going from number 2 total defense to the 11th total defense.
And you know what? And usually if something like that happens, and it could happen, it could be because of injuries. It could be because of the defensive coordinator moving jobs, maybe being a head coach.
Sure.
It could be the players moving around. All right, let's just say you end up winning a Super Bowl and everything is great. But once you win it, everybody wants to be paid. They think they're the reasons why you win the Super Bowl. So now you move on. You may get paid that bag, and now you have to fill that void again, so you're not as good as you used to be, or the defense is not as good as it used to be because now it's missing pieces. So, like, maybe that's one of the reasons why you have a defense that may be ranked high, number 2 here with the Denver Broncos, and then next year they fall 9 slots because of something like that.
Totally. And that historically has been a real, like, you look at the 2015 Broncos who won the Super Bowl. You know, Malik Jackson, man, if he wasn't as impactful as Von Miller, he was in that game against the Panthers. He was one step behind him.
He was dominating.
And he goes and gets his bag in Jacksonville. And Danny Trevathan, man, the thumper that he was, he goes gets his bag in Chicago. So it's natural, but playing elite defense is it's really hard to maintain. It's just really hard to maintain. It's different than maintaining an offense when you do have an awesome offense, which the Broncos don't right now. But that's the second number in terms of history telling us that regression could be headed the way of the Broncos in 2026. Before I give you the third one, a factor that we need to remember is that the Broncos get a big boy schedule right now. When you finish first, you're getting a first-place schedule. So your level of competition is just going to naturally rise as well. But here's the last number, and then we can talk about how the Broncos can avoid this. So the Broncos were 14-3, but they had only a plus 90-point differential. They became just the 11th team in the Super Bowl era to win at least 13 games with a point differential of fewer than 110. 6 of the previous 10 followed up by missing the playoffs the next year. Just 2 matched their previous record. None surpassed it. The average year-to-year drop When you won 13 games, at least 13 games with a point differential like the Broncos, the average year-to-year drop was 4.5 games. That gets you to that 10-7,
Yes.
potentially 9-8. Historically, again, not a crystal ball, not telling you what's going to happen, but just acknowledging the past of situations like
See,
Denver's.
This is why change is good. Everybody goes through changes, whether it's with coaching staff, with the players, or just like changing things here or there with the system that's being played out there defensively, offensively, and special teams wise. Things have to happen for you. Everybody is trying to get better. People are watching film on you. And this is why you don't want to be predictable. This is why you have certain things that you go about on offseason and say, hey, we are going to change the way that we do our cadences. And we are going to add more creativity to the run game because you must be evolving every single year in order to stay with the top dogs, in order for you to try to get to a Super Bowl. So the same thing is going to have to happen with the Denver Broncos. And maybe it starts with the offensive coordinator job. Maybe it starts with Davis Webb.
Yeah.
Of course, it starts with Bo Nix growing more into his role. All right, let's be real. For Bo, it was a slow start again. For Bo, even in the offseason or camp, he didn't have his greatest camp. So this year, Bo Nix coming off the ankle, he's going to have to be ready to play. He's going to have to be ready to take control of this team early and start being more explosive and hitting these receivers. And don't overthrow the ball to these receivers early so that you can get points to help your defense out this year.
Yeah, that's where it starts for me in terms of avoiding this regression that history is warning us about. The Broncos need to be more balanced. They do. And the offense was, how would you describe the offense? If you were going to give the offense a grade this year.
You know I love my C's.
Like
I'm going to give them a B.
B?
Yeah, because they had their moments.
Sure.
And their moments were shining the brightest, like when it mattered the most in the fourth quarter or when they had to have it plays, have it plays. So I'm going to give them the B. Bo Nix got better as the season went on. The run game did not, but the run game started off hot. So it's telling us that we need a running back, and if we can get the right running back like a J.K. Dobbins, it's going to help Bo out in the offense. And then everybody else has to pick up the pieces. Pat Bryant has to be better than he was his rookie year. Okay, Cortland Sutton has to be better when it comes to catching the football. Marvin Mims, they got to get him more involved. So I'm going to give them a B because they're going to definitely be better, and they were so inconsistent. And they have to grow off of that. If the defense can kind of stay the same and be that top-tier defense that we think they can be, and the offense can take another jump, that's how you get into the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and that's how I think you avoid this regression here. It was I'd probably give them a B minus.
Yeah, you love your Bs.
I give them a B minus. They were almost perfectly average in almost every offensive statistical category, but it was still too imbalanced because the defense this year was an A.
Yeah.
Maybe an A+.
We can agree on that one.
I mean, they were phenomenal. And when your offense is so average, you're just eking out these wins. The Denver Broncos did not have a lot of games this year where they won comfortably. I can think of 2 off the top of my head, maybe 3, and they all have context to them. The Cincinnati game where they won 28-3. I mean, Cincinnati was...
Yeah, Jake Browning was that quarterback.
They were going through it. The 20-point Dallas win, Dallas was going through
they
it.
had like, what, 4 or 5 practice squad players playing on the defense?
Yeah, they were the worst defense in the league at that point. That was one of them. And then another was, I think is that it?
That might have been it.
I mean, maybe the final week of the year, 19-3 against the Chargers, who were missing their quarterback and starters too. So you can kind of, like, everything else was just razor thin. But if your offense can shoulder more of that load and be a more balanced and multiple team, the Broncos can potentially avoid this.
Well, it starts with the play calling. It starts with finding out who your running back's going to be. It starts with the players that you have on this team offensively, put them in the best situations possible, their strengths. Marvin Mims, Cortland Sutton, Pat Bryant. That's what you're looking for. If you want to be able to be explosive, you got to put these players in the right positions, situations. But also, like I always say, players make plays, players win games. Players have to take it into their own hands and being more aggressive, breaking those extra tackles, being the guy that does the extra, goes above the X's and O's so that you can get the points on the board and sustain drives.
Well, you can also start with not being a bottom 4 team and 3 and outs.
There you go.
Going 3 and out on 1/4 of your offensive possessions over the course of a season is wild.
That's crazy.
It really is.
That's crazy.
And we talked about this yesterday. It's not a new problem. They were bottom 3 a year ago. So bottom 3 and bottom 4 in 3 and outs is, it's almost remarkable that stat is true, and the Broncos went and won 14 games. That it's really, really incredible.
Defense.
Yeah.
Special teams end up showing up in the middle of the year and having a couple big plays. Marvin Mims against the Raiders takes a punt return back to the house for his first punt return as a Denver Bronco. Like, things like that went right for the Denver Broncos. And then the fourth quarter magic with Bo Nix, and Bo Nix coming up clutch with the ice in his veins. Like, that put the Denver Broncos over the top. But you're right, they can't keep going through this and think they're going to win 14 games next year. They got to solidify themselves by having a good offense, an offense that stays on the football field long enough, a defense that can get takeaways. All right, the one thing about the defense, they got the sacks. They were more aggressive. They were the backbone of this team, but they only had 14 takeaways. That has to change. They have to be more aggressive when it comes to the turnovers, right? It's the forced fumbles, the interceptions. Give your offense more opportunities to shoot that jumper, more opportunities to score. So if they can do that, then that's when you start to have the 12 and 14 wins.
Yeah, and that the turnover conversation, it's so real. And I know we talked about it right after the season, but man, I did not know, or we talked about it right after the regular season. I did not know, as the Denver Broncos headed into Week 18 against the Chargers, that they were tied for the least amount of turnovers ever forced in the history of the organization.
Yeah, that's
and needed another game, that extra 17th game, to avoid that distinction that you don't want. And so, and then we turn our attention to the play calling situation, offensively, and Davis Webb, and we don't exactly know how this is going to go down.
Will the real OC please stand up?
Yeah.
Who is it going to be, Z?
I was thinking about this because I know we talked about this yesterday in reaction to the news that broke really right before we got on the air. I said yesterday, you think Sean Payton's going to hand over play calling to Davis Webb.
It's about that time.
I think there's going to be some sort of hybrid version, and we talked about this yesterday. What is it going to be? I have no idea. Is it first and second downs? Is it just third down? Is it red zone, offense? Is it end of half, end of games? I don't know. But I think it's going to be some sort of co-op between the two. But if that was not an option for me to pick, and I just had to choose, is Sean Payton going to not give any play calling away, or is Sean Payton about to hand this offense over to Davis Webb? And I had to choose between those two. I would choose the latter of handing this thing over to Davis Webb.
Oh, change of heart. Now, of course, you said, hey, like, this is you choosing one side or the other, not handing over play calling duties or handing it over. You decided to go with Davis Webb being the play calling next year. So, what led you to that?
Well, I just, nothing groundbreaking. Just me thinking about it just a little bit more and actually kind of like localizing it to myself. And if I were to put myself,
you're a me guy, I see. So what? Put yourself in your own shoes.
Well, in a way, because sometimes when I do this, or sometimes when you ask me a question and you put the shoe on my foot, and make me think about it.
I love to do that
in a way that I wasn't previously, because I'm so used to talking about these other people and players and coaches. Like,
you matter, man.
You
matter.
I think back to when I was young and starving for an opportunity to prove myself behind this microphone. And it was during the recession. I graduated college and no one was really hiring, and I probably wasn't going to get a job right out of school in the first place. And man, what did I start doing? I started working for free. I started my own website, zachby.com. Okay, and I was blogging. That's when blogs were huge. And I was blogging every single day. I went back.
Sure, that's not an OnlyFans.
It's not an OnlyFans.
I'm going to look it up.
No. It was through like I built my own website through Wix. It was called Wix, W-I-X. It was like you could build your own website. And I was putting content up there every single day. And I went back to the school where I played college basketball at, and I started calling games for free, on a web stream that had only friends and family listening to. And there I was doing it. I started filling in for a host that I did an internship with for free. And if you told me there was an opportunity to be on the air for 1 hour, but I had to drive 10 hours to get there, I would do it. And if the car wasn't working, I'd start walking, bro. Like, that's how hungry I was to prove myself. And Davis Webb is out to prove himself. He is just getting started on this journey. He's like 3 or 4 years into it.
He's young.
But in the scheme of things, like, he has a lot to prove. And I think that when you have other opportunities, and again, this is not going to be a groundbreaking thought. I'm just thinking about it in a different way. When you have other opportunities to prove yourself and potentially call plays, and you turn those same opportunities down when you're starving to prove yourself, to come back and not call plays of any kind, it just doesn't make sense.
I love where your head's at, man. It doesn't make sense. Why give up those opportunities to come back here? Because you are going to be handed the play calling duties. Now, it may not be all of them. All right, I can get down with that, Z, where it's like a hybrid role. But what I'm saying is Davis Webb, there's a reason why everybody wants him. He's that hot commodity. And he could have had a head coaching job, or he was up for it and he had 2 interviews with the Raiders, because his thought process when it comes to calling plays, being creative, maybe with the tight ends, with the running backs, all right, with the scheme, developing Bo Nix, and Bo Nix feeling good and comfortable with Davis Webb. I can see this playing out where it's like, Davis, I'm Sean Payton, and I'm willing to give you the play calling duties. And I'm going to step back, and I'm going to be the head coach. Situational football, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to paint this perfect picture for us again so that we can get back to the playoffs and then try to get to a Super Bowl. And yes, now it's time for Davis Webb to go to work, earn his money, earn that tag that was just tagged on him as an offensive coordinator. And if he does a hell of a job with that, he's for sure going to get a head coaching gig.
Yeah. And I just also feel I can't, and I know I've referenced it quite a bit, but I cannot get his response in the press conference ahead of the divisional round against the Buffalo Bills out of my head. When Sean was asked about the run game and sticking to the run, and he went stream of consciousness and started talking about things that were on his heart, if you will.
Look, I'll make a note on the sheet, run it. It's important. The thing that I have to continue to that changes as you get older is you still have to be quick. Like, play just ran, boom, next play. I said this, look, when I was younger, like, we'd run a reverse on the 8-yard line, and I think nothing of it. And as you get older, you think about all the ramifications and so I have to also remove that. It was said as you get older, maybe you don't drive in the rain at night. You begin to, I can't let that happen as a play caller. And sometimes that's something that I have to mentally make sure it's quick. It's quick and decisive, and it's daring at the right time. Not reckless, but those are things that I find that are challenges compared to when I was 33 in New York, or in my whatever. And part of that is being raised by a father who was in casualty claims and insurance, who we had no trampolines, we had no swimming pools, we couldn't ride motorbikes. We knew where every sharp edge was, and it was like and so, but anyway, I think that's the thing that I've got to focus on.
It was the most, in my opinion, it was the most interesting answer that Sean Payton has given in a press conference in his 3 years.
It was deep.
It was.
He well thought out, and he was thinking of all the things that he used to do that he's not doing anymore, and it showed in the playoff game.
And that's the kicker for me. That less than 2 weeks after you gave that response, it's a 4th and 1, and you were quick, and you had a play call, and it was a run. But he said, I have to still be daring. I can't turn conservative. And I think maybe in an effort to almost overcorrect his initial instinct, he calls a timeout and decides to throw a pass on 4th and 1 when you don't have your starter in there. I just think, and again, we've had these conversations, but it's sort of crystallizing for me. I just think that he is checking himself in a way that he may never have had to in his career. And I think he knows that once upon a time, I was given the reins of an offense, and I was in my 30s. And this is the natural order of the football universe. And I just think that we may be on the doorstep of, a major change here to this Broncos identity.
And the greatest thing about Sean Payton is he can always take back play calling duties if it's not working out with Davis Webb.
Totally.
But give this man a chance.
All right, we'll bounce this conversation and all the dynamics surrounding it off our guy, James Palmer, next.
Are the Denver Broncos an NFL destination once again?
They are half a football away from going to the Super Bowl, and you're going to have more money than you've ever had to spend, no dead cap, and quote QB on a rookie deal. I think the Broncos have become one of the more desirable destinations in the entire NFL to be with.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey guys, your boy Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity. Now, when Team USA is on, you can almost see the moment when the kid starts believing, hey, I could be next. Now, while Xfinity can't guarantee that, they can guarantee something super important. That's your internet price won't change for 5 years. No contracts, no commitments. So, while your kid's ordering online or streaming highlight reels, your Xfinity internet price won't change. It will not budge. And who knows, by the time the next Winter Olympics roll around, your kid could be getting fitted for their very own Team USA uniform. And guess what? You'll be paying the same price for reliable Wi-Fi. And there's even more to enjoy with Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 10 years. That's a $10.99 value each month. Xfinity, imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions applies. Requires paperless billing and auto-paid with stored bank account. Taxes, fees, extras. Actual speeds may vary.
What's up, guys? You need healthy options you'll actually crave? HelloFresh brings the flavor with homemade meals that are wholesome, fresh, and always hit the spot. Turn fresh, balanced ingredients into home-cooked meals that are easy to make and taste great. Keep your health on track with GLP-1 friendly options and high-protein meals packed with over 30 grams of protein. My lady is always telling me how I need more protein in my life. From udon soup to hearty chicken pastas, enjoy mouth-watering dishes that spice up your weeknights. Go to HelloFresh.com to explore plans and menus because nothing hits like home cooking.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach By here. For 5280 Exteriors, Colorado homes face more risk than ever from intense weather, including wildfire exposure. 5280 Exteriors prioritizes fire-resistant, non-combustible, low-maintenance exterior upgrades with reliable quality installations. Protect your home with James Hardy siding, TimberTech decking, and Pella Impervia fiberglass windows, all designed to stand up to heat, weather, and time. They also offer 60 months no-interest financing. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon. Hello? You won't believe where I am. Are you running? Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture, and then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
When it's cold, the last thing you want is your home's heater to quit on you. At 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning, our team of comfort specialists take the frustration out of the equation. From simple repairs to more complex fixes, we'll get you warm and comfortable quickly. Just call 855-1HOUR or visit onehourair.com. Don't forget, we're
always on time, or you don't pay in time. Always on time, or you don't pay in time.
independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
Hey, Mom. It's me. Oh my gosh, you'll never believe what I just opened for Valentine's Day. A sapphire ring from Hellsberg. Just like the one I lost years ago. Remember how excited I was when you gave it to me? I cannot believe you remembered that story. I guess you were right. I really found the one.
This Valentine's Day, create a moment that means something with up to 40% off gifts at Hellsberg. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Denver men's and women's basketball is on the rise, and we need to create a home court advantage this season. Experience more than just a game. Experience team interactions, discounted group rates, concession packages, giveaways, and more all season long with Denver Division I basketball. Learn more at denverpioneers.com. We can create a package just for you with DU Hoops.
At Berg Simpson, we are passionate about what we do. We bring that passion and our expertise to the office and courtroom every single day. We're always working hard and are committed to doing everything we can to give our clients the best opportunity to have a great result.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives. It's not just a slogan, it's who we are.
It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, bottom half of hour number 4 here. Our NFL insider, James Palmer, joins us. James, the hottest topic of conversation here, revolving around the Denver Broncos, at least this week, very different a week ago with Bo and Sean, but this week with the offensive coordinator change and the conversation revolving around Davis Webb calling plays. We have talk this thing up and down. We don't know what's next. The Broncos say that they're still talking through it. What do you think will ultimately be the result here in this combo?
I don't know. Honestly. And I was listening to you guys earlier, and you heard those comments from Sean, and honestly, you don't hear him talk like that very often.
Nope.
If ever. I would also say I was speaking to someone who's played for him for an eternity the other day, and they were like, I could just never see him giving up play calling. It's his baby. It's everything. It's his identity. And this is a quarterback that's played for him. And so I just feel like those around him and who have been with him understand how important this is to Sean, but also a lot of people do believe if you're not evolving as a head coach and evolving as a coach, I think there's that element as well. I do think the amount of time they potentially have with Davis Webb might play a factor in this as well. This could be a year. I mean, like I talked to teams that interviewed him, and I don't want to say like blown away is an exaggeration, but what they did come away was this guy's ready to be a head coach right now. And I was also told, but the worst thing, not the worst thing in the world, would be going back to be with Sean Payton for another year. It'll only make him better. And so if that's the perception at some of these stops, and we don't know what, they were definitely zeroed in on Clint Kubiak with Vegas, but what if Clint wanted to go back and stay and not have a 6th team in 6 years, and he wanted to stay and be the offensive coordinator another year? That's not ruling out the fact that Davis couldn't have gotten that job in Vegas. So that just puts me into a thinking going, are you going to pass it over to Davis Webb for a year and then get it back if he leaves, or give it to somebody else if he leaves? I wouldn't rule out any sort of collaboration either. This has happened in other places where Sean, and I'm not saying this will happen either, but there are places, and Phil probably knows this too, where the head coach is no longer calling plays, but their input before each play is there, where it's, hey, I'd like to run here. Hey, I'd like you to look at going down this side of the call sheet right here. And just kind of, you still have a little bit of an overarching aspect as the head coach. You're not specifically calling the plays, but you have a huge say in what's getting called. That could be something that's on the table as well. But I do think Davis's voice will be much louder in the room and his say. And I think his offensive philosophy that differs a little bit from Sean, which I think is a good thing for the way this offense works, will be a little bit louder than it was in the past.
James, you say it differs, and I know that me personally, I don't know what that's going to look like as an offensive coordinator for Davis Webb, what the plays are going to look like. What do you think it would look like moving forward for the Denver Broncos, Bo Nix, and this offense?
Yeah, I mean, it's still going to be Sean's offense. I mean, right? It's still, and then do you deviate from that in terms of play calling, in terms of flow? I think those things obviously matter in the terms of the play caller. I think a perfect example, Phil, for that would be like, what have we seen in Philadelphia over the last number of years? It's essentially very much so Nick Sirianni's offense, but we've had different play callers and you've seen different degrees of success, right? And I think the play caller plays such a huge part in that. And that's rhythm, that's flow, that's knowing what plays to call in certain instances and certain down and distances to set up certain plays in the fourth and third quarter and all of those different things. Could there be some added variations with Davis having a larger voice? For sure. But I just think the manner in which it's called, and it can be kind of a similar system. Philly's a good example to show you that it can differ greatly, even when it's essentially kind of roughly the same system.
We're chatting with our guy, James Palmer. James, Jaquan McMillan and Jahdae Barron, this dynamic of the Broncos taking this cornerback out of Texas, and he doesn't really play, despite Sean Payton referring to him in the pre-draft process as a crystal, and they weren't going to, reach over a crystal to grab a blender. Well, the crystal got put in the cupboard and stayed there, and wasn't out on the table when the guest came over. J-Mac is a restricted free agent.
I don't know where you were going there, but okay.
J-Mac is a restricted free agent. He played great, top 3 number from a completion percentage standpoint when targeting the slot. I mean, that's where he lives there. How did the Denver Broncos navigate this next step with the dynamic between these two and a first rounder who didn't see the field much?
Yeah, it's a great point. It really is. And it's something that I had my eye on most of this season, Zach, to be honest with you. And it almost had the feeling like Jaquan McMillan reluctantly to the Broncos just continued to play great. It's almost like they were waiting for him not to play at this level, and they were preparing for him not to play at this level. And it's almost like, and I hope I'm not speaking out of turn when I say this, it's almost like he knew that, and he was like, come watch this. Like, that's the way he played. And so I just think it was such an interesting dynamic to watch, because it was like, hey, guess what? You may have a different plan in camp. You may have had a different plan when you drafted Barron. And it doesn't mean he's not going to be a good player. They're not saying that by any stretch. But it was like, McMillan kept saying, like, well, if I keep making plays, you can't keep me off the field. And that's essentially what ended up happening. He's a playmaker. He's been a playmaker. And he finds a way to make plays. Hey, he made the biggest play of the postseason. And so, like, he just played in a manner in which you couldn't overlook him. And I think there was almost an idea going into camp, like, we're going to keep an eye on this position because we drafted this player and we're just waiting for him to slip up. He never slipped up. He never made a mistake, and he forced them to play him. And so, there are certain times you have to make tough decisions. And you have to make decisions in terms of how you build your roster. It would be nothing against J-Mac, like, if they decided to be like, hey, we do have to move on here in a sense. I think that's something we're definitely going to watch, because you got to take advantage of first-round picks and first-round players. I think it was a luxury to have him be brought along this way, and who knows, that could really benefit Barron, honestly, because it is a harder secondary to play in than a lot of teams. Because, we talk about this all the time with, who's Pat Surtain going to shadow this week? And is he going to move with this guy? So few teams shadow now times, Zach, right? Like, so few teams shadow. Well, when you shadow, what else does the rest of the secondary have to do? they got to play every other position as well. They got to be able to move if your guy's going to move as well. And that makes it harder on a rookie. And I think J-Mac was able to do that. So this is another one of those difficult decisions George Payton's and Sean Payton are going to have to make, where it's a guy who almost forced you to play him at a high level because he was playing at a high level.
Speaking of George Payton, since we're on that topic, there's some news, going around. Diane Rossini said something about how George Payton, if they can't get something done here at extension, that maybe George Payton, that is, general manager here for the Denver Broncos, could end up going back to Minnesota. We know he has ties over there. Do you expect at some point the Denver Broncos getting something done with George, an extension done, to keep him here for another 3, let's say 5 years? It seems like they have a great thing going. Do you expect that to happen, James?
Yeah, Phil, great thing going. From everybody I've talked to, almost seems like an understatement. Like, I think this relationship between Sean Payton and George Payton is better than most people think. I mean, I feel like it's a lot better than most people think. I think it goes beyond the working relationship that they have in terms of evaluating players and scouting players and seeing the game similarly and understanding how they want to build a roster. I think they have an outstanding relationship. And you mentioned the extension. Remember, there's no salary cap on coaches. There's no salary cap on front office people. This is the richest and wealthiest ownership group in all of football by a long shot. They could dangle whatever they'd like in front of George. I'd love to be George Payton's agent right now, Phil. That's who I want to be, because you do have this report, and Diane and I on our show together at The Athletic talked about it at length. It was an outstanding article, by the way, between her and Alec Lewis, who covers the Vikings for us at The Athletic. And I use this to my advantage if I'm representing George Payton. He's done a brilliant job putting this roster together in difficult years with the Russell Wilson situation and the cap that you were having to deal with. But the reason that this is out there is you have to remember when Kwesi took over that job and as the general manager, they did not revamp that whole front office in Minnesota. They kept a lot of the same people in that building. And there are a lot of people there that know George and think the world of George in that building. He stayed much longer than a lot of people thought he was going to stay and passed up on a lot of other opportunities potentially because he was really, really happy being there in Minnesota and a part of that organization. He has the respect from the coaching staff, which was a little bit of an issue with the previous general manager. It checks every single box, and they can operate with the timetable they're using, to my understanding, with essentially their cap guy running things for maybe a year, running things through the draft and free agency. And maybe you wait out George's contract. And that's why I said I'd love to be his agent, because you can almost play this to your advantage, because I think George is probably very happy, but also we know how happy he was in Minnesota as well. And so, I mean, these are the things that come up, and he's not the first guy in this building when you're really good at what you do. And I do think he also goes back to what the Vikings are going to be looking for, to my understanding. They tried an outside the box hire. There's, two schools of thought in this GM spot in a lot of places. That Harvard world, that analytic world. He came from Wall Street, Kwesi did, and I think they're looking to swing back towards more of that scouting background, that football lifer type of thing that George is, and just evaluating talent. So I get the interest from Minnesota for sure if that's where they want to go. But the timing of this is going to be something we definitely have our eye on over the next several months.
Great stuff as always, James. Appreciate your time, and we will do this again
with a Super Bowl champion next week.
How about that, man? How about that?
Easy, man.
Well, enjoy the game, James. We appreciate you so much.
Yeah, you guys too.
All right, there he goes. That's James Palmer, our guy. Okay, how would we react if the Broncos did what ESPN's latest mock draft has them doing? That's next.
Jamal Murray is an all-star. For the first time in his 9-year career, the Nuggets guard has been named a Western Conference Reserve for the 2026 All-Star Game. Will the Blue Arrow continue his career best season all the way to the playoffs? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? Have you ever noticed how every great hangout has that one thing everyone crowds around? No, not the TV. What I'm talking about is Daisy's French Onion Dip. Yeah, that bowl that magically empties in 5 minutes. Because Daisy's French Onion Dip and ranch dips aren't just delicious. They're made with real ingredients that you can actually find in your own kitchen. No preservatives, no artificial anything, just pure, creamy, pass me another chip goodness. And listen, chips, wings, and veggies, I don't discriminate. If it dips, it's diving into Daisy's. So for your next snack attack, do what I do. Grab Daisy's French Onion Dip and watch the crowd follow you.
Babe, your arms look amazing. Working out is paying off.
Thanks. I just wish my chest matched. No matter what I do, I'm frustrated with my man boobs.
Hey, don't beat yourself up. More than half of men have gynecomastia. It's gland tissue, not laziness. Same thing is happening to my friend Trisha's husband. He went to Dr. Cameron Dastry at Modern Surgical Arts of Denver.
For real? You get good results?
He got great results. Call him, honey.
Call today. They're offering complimentary consultations for the fan listeners. 303-470-3400 or at modernsurgicalarts.com.
Men, the new year is here, and if you're like many of us, you're ready to improve your health. But if you're feeling low energy, not sleeping well, or not seeing results in the gym, keeping that resolution can be tough. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if those symptoms sound familiar, we can likely help. They often point to low testosterone, and treating low T is what we do. But this year, we're also helping men go further with 4 targeted body composition plans featuring growth hormone peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more, designed to boost energy, support metabolism, enhance recovery, and accelerate fat loss. With our low T treatments combined with our body composition programs, most men notice real improvements. More energy, better focus, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and often a renewed sex drive as well. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or visit RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Dan Jacobs with 303 Law 4040 and Jacobs Law with another cool story to share. James called 303 Law 4040, and he's like a lot of our clients, not looking to get rich, but he just didn't want to get stuck with a bunch of medical bills. So we met with James like we do all of our 303 Law 4040 clients in person, and it's a good thing we did because we noticed James did not look so good. We sent him to the hospital to get checked out, and they did wind up admitting him. In the end, we got him feeling better and $125,000. He was over the moon. He came into the office to pick up his check and rang that victory bell. And the really cool part is James surprised us with a check of his own, a donation so we could keep the best free meal in Denver coming each and every first and third Thursday. If you've been injured, you may be like James, not looking to get rich, but not sure what to do. That's why we're here to help. Just give us a call at 303-LAW-4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. That's 303-LAW-4040.
2026 is shaping up to be an amazing year to buy a home in Colorado. If you've been dreaming about getting into your first place, upgrading for more space, or downsizing for a simpler lifestyle, now is a smart time to start planning. And the first step is easy. Get pre-approved. With American Financing, you can get it done in 24 hours or less, so you'll know exactly what you can afford before you start shopping. Rates have been dropping, home prices are steady, and more homes are hitting the market. You could score the right home at the right price and lock in a monthly payment that fits your budget without stretching yourself thin. And unlike renting, every payment you make goes toward your future, not your landlord's. And here's a misconception we'd love to bust. You do not need 20% down. Many buyers purchase with as little as 3% down. So if home ownership is on your 2026 goals list, let's make it happen. Call American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans, at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Rain-X wipers are the #1 wiper blades in America. That means all kinds of drivers choose Rain-X. Big drivers in small cars choose Rain-X. Small drivers in big cars choose Rain-X. Drivers with long hair and short commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with short hair and long commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with pets on board, babies on board, and bored babies on board choose Rain-X. Basically, drivers who love a clear view of the road all choose Rain-X wipers, the #1 wiper blades in America.
Winter is in full swing, and Aleve is here to keep you moving. When the cold weather sets in, everyday aches and pains can linger, but Aleve's got your back. With up to 12 hours of body pain relief per dose, Aleve keeps you going with long-lasting body pain relief to get you through whatever the season brings. Chilly days or cozy nights, Aleve gives you that long-lasting body pain relief you can count on this winter. Try Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
Stay up to date on the Broncos and the latest news from around the league with our NFL insider James Palmer, exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Mondays on The Rundown with Richie Carney, Tuesday afternoons on The Drive, and Friday mornings on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, all season long. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, final segment here on a Tuesday. Appreciate you guys rocking with us so much. Great conversation with James Palmer. Love checking in with that guy.
He's the man. He's always going to have great detail when he's explaining stuff to us. We're always going to learn something from him.
All right. I want to talk about how would we feel? How would we react if the Broncos did what ESPN's latest mock draft has them doing? All right, we'll get to that in just a second. I'm calling all wrestling superfans. We have your chance to go to Las Vegas for the biggest pro wrestling event in the world. You know what I'm talking about. It's the granddaddy of them all. It's the Superfan Send-Off presented by 303 Law 4040. Here's what you get. Pair of 2-night tickets to the event, round-trip airfare for 2 from Denver to Vegas, 2 nights hotel stay, and a $500 Visa gift card. For more information and to enter, head to denversports.com/superfan. All right, denversports.com/superfan. Okay, ESPN's Matt Miller, he does a really good job. He puts the work in. I respect his work. We don't have to obsess over the actual human beings that Matt Miller brings up here in his latest mock draft on ESPN.com. But I'm just interested, if you have a thought about one of these guys, you can share it. But he's got the Broncos picking at number 30, taking Texas linebacker Anthony Hill. And he says, Bronco fans have been begging for more explosive linebackers, and Hill might be the most impressive mover at the position in this draft. He also brings the added bonus of being a reliable pass rusher when asked to line up on the edge. Hill's 17 career sacks indicate that he could have a future on the edge, but he doesn't have full-time defensive end size at 6'3", 248. The Broncos have found success with smaller rushers like Nick Bonito, who's 6'3", 240, and could use Hill in a stack role while letting him be a sub-package rusher to frustrate offenses, end quote. What would be your reaction if the Broncos drafted an off-ball linebacker?
This is a football pick. This is something that's not sexy, but you need them. All right, Dre Greenlaw was not available for a lot of the season. You need a guy that you can plug in and play. You have Justin Sternad, my guessing is not going to be here next year because he wants more stability and he wants a multi-year deal contract. I don't believe that the Denver Broncos are going to give him that money. All right, you have Alex Singleton. What are they going to do with him? Alex Singleton is aging. He's not a young linebacker. Maybe they decide that they don't want to go that route. So if that is the case, then yes, you're going to want to probably draft a linebacker early that you know can come in and play right away. Somebody like that you hope will be able to fill that void, be a tackling machine, younger, versatile, because the Denver Broncos in their defense with Vance Joseph, they have to be a little bit more versatile. And so is it a sexy pick? No. But it's a needed pick, and I'd be okay with that, especially if you don't sign back Justin Sternad or Alex Singleton.
Yeah, you really would in this situation be drafting because of need.
Yeah.
Which, I don't love being sort of pigeonholed out of need as opposed to who's the best football player available, at a premium position. And, when I think of the premium positions in football, it's obviously quarterback.
Yeah.
It's cornerback. It's defensive tackle. It's edge rusher. Like, those would be the top 4 for me. Offensive tackle. Did I say that?
No, yeah, you said offensive.
Okay. So I wouldn't love this historically, but, man, the Broncos roster is in a really good spot where they have good offensive tackles. They have a quarterback. They have good cornerbacks, and we're still waiting to see a first-rounder play from last year. D-tackle could be one.
Yeah, John Franklin Myers may not be back. He probably won't be back. So, yeah, go DT. Go defensive tackle. Secure the trenches.
I would love that. That would actually be my first overall choice positionally, and we can maybe talk about why a little bit later in the week. But really fun show. absolutely flew by. We're going to be back tomorrow at 2 o'clock. We appreciate you guys rocking with us so much, man. However you listen, however long you listen, thank you for making us a part of your day. We are going to step aside. It is going to be Marcello Romano. Mr. What's his digital show's name? I love it. It's the cheese. It's oh my gosh. Freshly Grated.
Ooh.
Yes, I love that. I love that. And he's going to be working with Dante Gomez. So we'll step aside. It's Denver Sports Tonight. Next.
Will playing without Nikola Jokic end up being a blessing in disguise for the Nuggets?
During the course of the time that he was out, a lot of guys had to step up. Guys got expanded chances to play. Their roles changed, and a lot of guys really made the most of it, led by Payton Watson.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. I've got to tell you about one of the most unique spots anywhere in the world. And I'm being serious. The Basketball Social House Bar and Grill in Centennial. This place has award-winning food and drinks. Guys, try the brunch. High recommend. But what really sets it apart is that it's the first of its kind sports bar and entertainment experience. Literally the only one in the world, and it's right here in Centennial, Colorado. Don't get it twisted. This place isn't just for hoopers. Even if you never touch a basketball, it's an awesome spot to eat, drink, hang out, and catch the game. But if you do want to play, you can book your own private basketball suite with a court, a lounge seating, music, TVs, and more. It's perfect for parties, birthdays, or just an upgraded night out. It's also one of the best places in Colorado to watch big games with what might be the best happy hour in the state every single day from 7 p.m. to close. You can find them at 7450 South University Boulevard in Centennial, or check them out online at thebasketballsocialhouse.com. And because you heard it from me, get half off your first private basketball suite rental when you use the code HALFOFFHOOPS. Trust me, guys, this place is a slam dunk.
HelloFresh makes home cooking nutritious, delicious, and exciting. You excited when you get those freezer-burnt, pre-packaged meals in the mail? I know I'm not. Go to HelloFresh.com to explore plans and menus because nothing hits like home cooking.
For many of us, it's happened before. Your hair is thinning, crowns disappearing. Maybe the hair loss has you feeling your identity is lost altogether. The solution that worked for me, it's an incredible yet simple one-day treatment that starts growing your own natural hair the very next day. And it's guaranteed to grow for life. It's the Advanced FUE from Advanced Hair. We've all seen the pills and lotions that come with monthly subscriptions. They help retain what you have, but what if you want your own natural hair permanently in specific areas? From Advanced Hair's state-of-the-art facilities to world-class Dr. Tanya Paul's, it's not maybe your hair will regrow, it's guaranteed that your new hair will grow. You decide how much, how thick, and where. It's why Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 720-459-HAIR. That's 720-459-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
Hey, Mom. It's me. Oh my gosh, you'll never believe what I just opened for Valentine's Day. A sapphire ring from Helzberg. Just like the one I lost years ago. Remember how excited I was when you gave it to me? I cannot believe you remembered that story. I guess you were right. I really found the one.
This Valentine's Day, create a moment that means something with up to 40% off gifts at Helzberg. Shop in store or at helzberg.com.
Looking for the best deal on TRT? Don't pay hundreds of dollars out of pocket for a franchise or settle for one of those one-size-fits-all from your doctor just because they take your insurance. At Synergetics and Low T Center, you can get powerful TRT dosed to your body and get it covered by insurance. Synergetics and Low T Center work with your insurance plans and customize each dose of TRT for maximum effectiveness and safety. It's TRT that actually works with your body. And this February, they're offering free testosterone tests and discounted peptides and GLP-1s to make getting your life back as easy as possible. Don't miss this opportunity. Go to Synergetics.com or lowtcenter.com to book an appointment online.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Rain on game day doesn't faze Dave. He's already got his poncho. Just needs to do something about those wipers. So Dave heads to AutoZone,
Welcome to AutoZone.
where a friendly AutoZoner helps him get premium quiet wipers and some hand warmers.
You're all set.
Now, if only his team can handle the elements as well as his new wipers. Get wipers, glass cleaner, and more with no hassles, just help at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Your heat seems to be running a lot more